the self-inflicted wounds in the second half of that game, but specifically in the fourth quarter. The highest leverage moments of the game, the Broncos became the worst version of themselves. That's from an offensive flow standpoint. I mean, things started to sputter.
Yeah, that's as a unit, just as a team, a full team. Like, they were not on the same page. It's funny because it happens a lot throughout the NFL, but you would love for both or all three units to be on the same page at the same time, but that's usually not the case. Usually there's going to be a game where the offense is on fire and the defense is not doing their job, vice versa. And then sometimes offensively and defensively you're clicking, and then all of a sudden you look up and your special teams messes it up for you. So it's ebbs and flows of this game. It does. You are right, Zach. It's not just about that one singular moment. It's through a 60-minute football game when you start to dissect film and those players in there and the coaches will start dissecting film and saying, hey, it's microcosms. It's little things that happen throughout this game that end up being the reason why we're in a predicament at the end of that game, and then we don't execute at the end of the game, you don't win.
If I'm taking a moment from the refs that I didn't like, it was the spike from J.K. Dobbins. And if you think back at that moment, how the clock is running, he gets a first down, he does the eat thing, which I love, and then he spikes the ball because he's overjoyed, and he's like, give me the ball, give me the rock, give me the rock. And the refs call the delay of game. That stops the clock. Then there's a penalty. The face mask on Adam Troutman moves you back, stops the clock. Like, that moment, they're driving. JK does the eat thing. The refs with the spike, they had to go find the ball. Okay, refs.
See, I disagree. He
should have got called for that?
Yeah.
He should have got called for that.
You cannot spike the ball.
Yeah.
Then why does Sean Payton's
in the middle
why
of
does
play?
Sean Payton's
You're
team
not
lack
about
discipline?
the eat sign, right? You're talking about the spike.
Why does Sean Payton's team lack discipline then, if that's the case?
Well, that's a separate question. But you cannot, and for some reason, I don't know why I remember this play all these years later, but I remember Michael Vick having like a 25-yard run with the Eagles, and for whatever reason, I remember where I was
It's because the play wasn't dead, right?
No. It was after the play. He ran down the sideline, and he spiked the ball.
Plexico did that when the play wasn't dead.
Okay, and he got flagged for it. You can, I mean, I can't believe we're talking about this. You can spike the ball after touchdowns. You can't do it after a first down. And if you told me before the game that a running back, all right, spike the ball after getting a first down, I would have said, man, what was RJ? What was he thinking?
Not JK.
Not
JK.
Yeah. This is a veteran player, and now you can tell me a separate conversation is that it's a dumb rule that you should be able to show some emotion like that, and then to follow it up with the face mask. I mean, it was compounding mistakes that were just so impactful, but it also, like, you have the mistakes, but it also, when you dwell just on the mistakes, you forget about or have a tendency to get further away from, not necessarily forget about, but get further away from the down-to-down basis of the defensive performance. It was so far removed from not good enough. Like, you gave up nearly 500 yards of offense. You were 27 yards shy of giving up 500 yards of offense. And then you combine the mistakes with that, and then you combine the mistakes with the defense, with the offense, how it sputtered down the stretch. I mean,
but
holy
then also,
smokes!
You do that. Like, you're right. Like, we're looking for reasons. Like, hey, like, we're blaming this, we're blaming that. But then you have to look on the other side and say the Colts played a hell of a game. They did the right things at the right time. They were able to stick with the run long enough. Daniel Jones, who thought he was going to go out there and play out of his mind? The second straight week where he's doing something like that. And that's just a veteran presence that understands the game, that understands schemes and defenses. And you have Shane Steichen that's putting him in good situations, which, Zach, you and I both talked about how this unit and the Colts in general, they're a better team than people are expecting.
Yep.
And it starts with quarterback understanding what the coach wants done. And the offensive coordinator is Shane Steichen, and he did a great job of game planning some of these schemes up against this defense, and they executed well.
Why didn't VJ send more pressure?
Yeah, he should have done it sooner, right?
Now, and I'll full disclosure, on Friday I was like, rush 4, drop 7, make Daniel Jones look like Daniel Jones. They did that, and they played more man than I thought, because I'm thinking more zone, but Daniel Jones sliced you up, man.
Because those receivers are better than you're thinking. Like Michael Pittman, and you got to understand, I played with him.
I'll do respect to those guys, but they're not Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
There's not a lot of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins in the league. But these are NFL receivers.
Pat
They're getting
Surtain's
paid a lot
Defensive
of
Player
money.
of the Year, and
That's
Alec Pierce
fine.
got him.
But he's a human being. He's not going to make every single play every single time he steps on that football field. He's going to make mistakes. The year before he was a defensive
He was
player of the
targeted
year,
9 times.
He struggled at
He
times.
gave up
Did he
7
not, Zach?
catches.
No, well,
It's not one play. It's not the Alec
Yeah.
Pierce play, but like, dude, it's Tyler Warren got him. Michael Pittman got him. Josh Downs got him. Alec Pierce
I'm
got
not going to
him.
make an excuse, but the man was hurt too.
Well, he was getting targeted before that ever happened, too.
He was, but also it's hard when you are hurt and then they keep going at you, which the coach did a great job of doing. We're going to continue to go at you. It doesn't matter if you're hurt or not. People are scared to throw your way. Let's test you out.
They were not scared.
And they weren't. But also, Michael Pittman's a big body receiver. Alex Pierce, a big body receiver.
Aren't those the players that he normally thrives against?
And
Those
usually
bigger
he does.
body receivers.
He does, but at some point
He just didn't play well. He didn't have a good day.
He did.
It was his worst day, really.
Okay, but you don't think that the injury didn't hurt him a
Before
little bit?
the
Yeah,
injury,
but-
he was still getting worked.
Well-
and I said this earlier. I'll just share it just for history standpoints.
For sure.
Champ Bailey would have some bad days.
You're
Not
gonna have
many.
bad days.
But he had him against T.O. He had him against Chad Johnson. All due respect to your buddies, but like
they're not my
Michael
buddies,
Pittman
but-
ain't T.O. You know what I mean? Alec Pierce is not Chad
Well,
Johnson.
yeah, and I know you just named it, but I think he got 5 different balls caught on him by different players.
Yes.
That is unusual to see.
Yes.
And he has set such a standard for himself that it's almost like when I watch Jokic have a bad game, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, this is happening. And that's how I felt watching PS2 yesterday. But here's the thing. That it clearly wasn't just him. His is more visible. He has the accolades and balls are getting caught on him, right?
sure.
So it's like it's very digestible to see. Jonathan Cooper struggled. Nick Benito struggled. Zach Allen struggled. DJ Jones struggled. Pat Surtain struggled.
You just said the whole
If we
defense.
were drafting the defense, that's likely who we take amongst the top 5.
Yeah.
John Franklin Myers struggled as well. I mean, so
Brandon Jones is another one who struggled in coverage.
a question to be asked is, were they as buttoned up from a scheme and execution standpoint as they should have been, or was there something off with the mindset? Because they just dominated their opponent in the most heavy-handed way of any NFL team. And did they, and again, I'm playing psychiatrist a little bit here, but
But
all of them struggled on the same day?
That's what I'm saying. All of them?
That means it's a bad game plan. That's what that tells me. Pat Surtain's too talented for this. Jonathan Cooper's too talented for this.
But also with Pat Surtain, like you guys said, like a lot of this was man-to-man. That means you win your battle. And he didn't win his battle a lot.
And where, for me, football starts and ends in the trenches.
Yeah.
And that offensive line physically pushed around what I thought is the greatest strength of the Denver Broncos, and that's their front 7. They physically pushed them around.
How much money did that front 7 make? They're all pretty well paid, aren't
lot.
they?
Oh, yeah, all
a
of
lot.
them. All
A
of
lot.
them.
A
They
lot.
let you down.
All right, the Broncos lost a game they had no business losing. How do we diagnose it? We'll continue this conversation coming up next.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Gentlemen, what's going on? Happy Monday. And guys, if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, it's time to change your life because ED is an intimacy destroyer. And research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can even blame themselves when the ED becomes the problem. But I have a solution for you, and it's coming from the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of those treatments can have you last an hour or even more. All you need to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, AT and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the kicker, guys. If the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is absolutely free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you as well. So you can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
It's your last chance to take advantage of EV federal tax credits at Siltar Motors. This month, get the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the head-turning Mustang Mach-E with 0% interest for 72 months or lease credits up to $11,000 off. Check out their current selection of EVs at sthmotors.com to get the EV you want before they are gone. Siltar Motors has got the best location, the biggest EV selection in Denver, and the most competitive pricing in Colorado. Siltar Motors will deliver everything you want out of a dealership.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been injured in an accident, you want Wilhite. Colorado drivers know that when they're hit, we hit back harder. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit wilhitewins.com and win big with Wilhite.
If you've been living on credit cards just to cover groceries, gas, and bills, you know those interest rates are brutal. Why keep paying 20% or more to the banks when you could call my friends at American Financing? They have mortgage rates in the 5s, and they are showing people every day how to keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket. Right now, American Financing is helping homeowners save an average of $800 a month by using their equity to wipe out high-interest debt with no upfront fees, no obligation, and just a 10-minute call to a salary-based mortgage consultant. And here's the kicker. If you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments, putting even more cash in your hands right away. Don't wait. Call American Financing now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Siltar Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and roll. On a Monday, September 15th, after a day that I will remember for a very, very, very long time.
Woo! Man.
Phil?
Yeah.
There are certain losses within fan bases that become like historical within the fan base, that become like trivia questions within the fan base. And it may not be, it may not mean a lot to the rest of the country, you know, a week from now and certainly a month from now. But there are losses for your hometown teams that you'll be able to remember for years. In 49 other states, if I said the Raheem Moore play, it doesn't mean a lot to people. And I know Broncos country is nationwide, but so don't take me literally. But like that means when you say the Raheem Moore play, that means a lot to one community.
Broncos country.
If I said 5 years from now, the Mikko Rantanen third period with Dallas.
Why you have to bring it up?
The instant recall of the game and what happened and how you felt. Now, those were playoff games. The Raheem Moore game, the Mikko game, Game 7, a self-contained third-period hat trick for the first time ever.
Those truly leave scars.
Yes.
In a fan's heart.
Yes,
Truly.
yes. And this might not be to the level of those two examples, but whatever the regular season version of remembering this, I know I may not be able to recall it on my deathbed, but there's a good chance 20 years from now I'll be able to recall it.
Now, why though? Is it because of how it ended, or is it because of who we played and lost to? Because when, like you said, playoff games, like it hits different. For Mikko, there's a story.
Yeah.
Like literally, we gave him up and he hurt us.
Ultimately, I think the reason why it'll be so memorable, it was because of the last play, and some of the context that we're going to talk about over the course of the next 4 hours will be lost. But you'll remember there was a leverage penalty on the game-winning field goal that the Broncos went from winning to losing, and it's just, you cannot overstate the missed opportunity of yesterday.
No, not when you're in the NFL. Every game matters, especially when you have the first 2 games of the year, you want to start 2-0, because later on down the line, you are going to lose some games. This is the NFL. You will lose. But towards the end of the year, you'll look back and say, damn, I wish we would have won the first 2 games of the year to make it easier, so where maybe you have a bye, or maybe you just need one more game during the middle of the season to clinch that playoff spot. Or maybe, guess what? Because you lose week 2 against a team that you should have beat, now you're not in the playoffs because of it.
That's my fear right there.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Denver's going to be in that situation. It could happen later on.
Absolutely could happen.
You know, we don't know the future. But this is why it's so important to win your games early, especially when you are supposed to win, when you're the favorite to win this game. It's frustrating, man, because we sat here, Zach. We sat here all last week talking about this game, this build-up, and explaining why this team, the Colts, were going to be a harder team to beat than people were expecting.
Yes, I was raising my hand saying, did we get caught into an assumption? Did I fall into my own trap that I warn people about of making assumptions in this league, and that if you just look at the evidence and forget who the Colts were supposed to be and just look at who they were week 1, not allowing the Dolphins to score a single point into the fourth quarter, and Dolphins scored more than 30 yesterday, right?
Yep, they did.
Didn't allow that team indoors to score until the fourth quarter, and Daniel Jones had the highest completion percentage of any quarterback in week 1 and ran for 2 touchdowns. Kurt Warner's on the Rich Eisen show. He's asked about the single most impressive quarterback performance in week 1. He didn't say Josh Allen in the fourth quarter against Ball. He said Daniel Jones.
And then a creative young head coach.
A good
Shane
coach.
Steichen,
Yep.
a really good coach that helped the Philadelphia Eagles get to a Super Bowl, helped Jalen Hurts become a really good quarterback in this league. And it's because of some of the plays, the creativity, finding ways to get the players involved, finding ways to get your stars involved, like Jonathan Taylor, all right, the tight end.
Tyler
Warren. You got 2 receivers. You're getting everybody on that football field. You're getting everybody involved. And that's how it should be every single week.
Well, it was so disappointing. It's such a missed opportunity. And when you're so close to the finish line, it's not. I got some pushback from fans yesterday because I called it a stunning loss, and they said, no, like, it was a 1.5 point spread. Of course, yes. That's what we talked about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But it was how they lost that was stunning. That it was that you had a win probability around 90% and you lost. If you wanted to make $100 on the Broncos to win the game in the fourth quarter, Phil, you had to pay at one point $495 to win $100. That's where the win probability was at that point. And they blew it. And what you just said a minute ago, that's what is deeply concerning to me, is that week 2 counts the same as week 18. And you hope, like, we forget, like we talk about the Broncos a year ago. It's so, we have rearranged things so much from a year ago that we forget, a lot of the Broncos country forgets, that it was a must-win, win or go home week 18 win. That's what kind of position the Broncos had put themselves in. To think that it couldn't be the same this time around, and maybe you're not playing a Chiefs team who's got the division wrapped up, because that ain't happening. So, like, this could reverberate all the way into December.
So, if doubt ever crept into your mind during this game, when did it start happening?
when I was so confident the Broncos were going to win the game, but when Will Lutz missed that field goal is when it started to come into focus of like, holy smokes, could we have a disaster on our hands? Could we have a disaster on our hands? And ultimately, that's exactly what we had on our hands yesterday.
See, I see. Of course, Will Lutz missing that kick. That's heartbreaking because now it's like, okay, now the momentum has shifted for sure. But it was to me, it was Bo Nix throwing that interception where you knew you had points.
Sure.
And it's like, dude, you don't have to make that big time play. It's 3rd and 3.
Silly.
Just get the first down.
Yep.
And if it's not there, run with it. And if it's not there, throw it out of bounds. Give your kicker an opportunity to give you 3 points because points are points. That's something that the coach did a great job of, Zach. They had 10 drives. In 7 of those 10 drives, they scored points.
Yep.
It doesn't mean a touchdown, but points.
Even in the fourth, when Jonathan Taylor ran for the 69-yard run.
Yes.
You could have seen other coaches in the league, to your point, you could have seen other NFL coaches go for it and try to score a touchdown and take the lead. They said, nope, we'll take the lead and we'll go down 2. Which
That's
I'm pretty sure was the scenario,
no,
right?
It was like that, yeah.
So yeah, no, you're right. But when Taylor popped that run, that was another moment for me where I'm like, holy smokes, like the Broncos could lose this game. But when Hufanga didn't quit on that play and pushed him out of bounds, and the Broncos had a bend but don't break,
which they've been that's how they were the whole time yesterday.
Yep.
It's just like bending, but never broke.
Yep.
But you got to at some point create a turnover, create a big time play if you're the defense, and that wasn't the case ever during that game.
Do you agree with the call at the end of the game, the leverage?
Yeah. Yes. And Zach, I've been in the meeting rooms. I know how it goes. You cannot that's why you can't be right in front of the long snapper. You usually can't touch him. Now, of course, you're going to touch him a little bit. It's football. But leveraging yourself or helping your teammate by doing it, by pushing his shoulder, his head down so your teammate can get across, you can't do that anymore. Justin Simmons used to be able to do it.
I remember.
Do you remember that game against the Saints?
Yep, I do.
You know that, but it was legal at that time. It's not the same. These are different rules. And this is the thing with the NFL's rules are always changing, especially for special teams. It's always changing. So if you don't understand the rules or if your coach is not being specific and really detailed with the rules, you have a situation like you did yesterday where you end up messing the game up for your team because of one simple rule that you didn't follow.
So,
agree?
Yes,
Was it the right call?
I do. I hated the call and the timing of the call because it didn't impact the play. It's like when a hold is on the opposite side of where the run is, and it's like, well, by the letter of the law, you broke the rules. So I definitely admit that by the letter of the law, they broke the rules. They did, and that should have been almost like in that moment, given that kid had never made a kick like that and that it was going to be the last play of the game, I thought much like you would tell a running back to stay in bounds at the end of a game sequence, I thought that there could have been some final warning of like, hey, remember, hey, no one jump off sides, no leverage stuff, just
but it was a new scheme. Like, see, the whole game they went base, which is like we're not going to really and truly we're not going to pressure. Like we're gonna stay off the long snapper.
We're not trying to block the kick.
Exactly. And then at the end of the game, was it 60 plus? 60-yard field goal. You want to give this man who hasn't made a 60-yard field goal yet a little bit of pressure. So you're gearing up for a play that you've probably practiced the whole entire week, and it finally comes up, and you're like, hey, this is the time to do it, to put some pressure, not necessarily to block the kick, but to put some kind of pressure on the kicker more, somebody's presence. And it backfired, man. It backfired.
It backfired in a major, major way. So between the Bo Nix interception, the missed field goal, and penalties, all self-contained in the fourth quarter, they blew it. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. And what happened yesterday in Indianapolis to the strength of this football team? I want to talk about it next.
The Broncos fell to the Colts and experienced their first loss of the season. Will Denver get things back on track before a divisional matchup with the Chargers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here to tell you need to prioritize playing golf in the city of Aurora this fall. Guys, my friends in Aurora have what you need. I'm talking tee times, beautiful golf courses, and restaurants for after-round fun. Look, I enjoy leaf peeping every fall, no doubt, but instead of heading up to the mountains, I am going to be playing golf in Aurora, all right? Spring Hill, an executive course, but I still use every club in my bag. Great when I don't have a full 4.5 hours to play. Then you have Aurora Hills, the original Aurora course, all right? Definitely a fan favorite. And then Meadow Hills, a former country club and a tree-lined favorite as well. Love Meadow Hills. My personal favorite, Saddle Rock. It's right near my house. I'm there all the time. It's a high plains links-style course, great views of Pikes Peak and the Rocky Mountains. And then finally, Murphy Creek, a prairie links layout that you're going to love. Guys, for more information and to book a tee time, visit golfaurora.com and then go ahead and smash that follow button on Facebook, X, and Instagram at golfaurora.co.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Imagine your home quieter, cooler, and more beautiful with the new Infinity from Marvin windows. Right now, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is offering 25% off. These aren't ordinary windows. They're built to outlast, outperform, and turn heads. Family owned since 1973, trusted across Colorado, and they never cut corners. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Don't delay. Quality costs less than regret.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Samantha Flanagan here. Been in a car accident? At Flanagan Law, you're not just a case number. We're a female-owned firm that puts your health and healing first. Flanagan Law, where you're heard, helped, and never alone. Focus on healing. We'll take care of the rest.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Fall has arrived, which makes now the perfect time to call your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks, at 303-425-0985. Ductworks complete ventilation cleaning packages, scrapes and vacuums every inch of your system, removing dirt, dust, and debris other companies leave behind. Here's why that matters. Your heating system kicks on in the fall. Dirty ducts can reduce efficiency, raise your energy bills, push dust into your home's air. A professional cleaning now helps your furnace run better, last longer, and keep your family breathing cleaner air. Don't wait until the first cold snap when everyone else is scrambling. Get ahead of the rush. Call Ductworks today at 303-425-0985 or visit ductworks.com for your free residential and commercial estimate. Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
303-425-0985.
Catch Telestrator Tuesday weekly on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, where Stink or Stoke dive into the past weekend's games with a coach's eye, using insights into what went right and wrong on critical plays. Telestrator Tuesdays, powered by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What happened yesterday to the strength of the Denver Broncos, which we know definitively is this defense?
Yeah, come on.
And I'm not going to relitigate 2024, but you guys already know 63 sacks, number one in the league. That was the heaviest hand of the Broncos a year ago. Not that the offense didn't make strides; they did. It was the best Broncos offense in 10 years. But this defense is supposed to be elite. What the hell happened yesterday?
I'm still trying to figure this out, so we're going to comb through this together. But what it looks like is this team was not, this unit, we're talking about the defense, so this unit was not ready to play. That this unit that they were going to just go into this game and dominate up front. You can't win games if you don't win in the trenches. Like you said earlier, Zach, I agree with you. I think we disagree about a lot.
Yep.
But one thing we can both agree on is trenches.
That's where football starts and ends.
And if the Colts were able to dominate, get push up front to keep the running backs on their feet for 3, 4, 5, 6 yards, let Jonathan Taylor get going, and then turn around when you do, if you're the defense, you're the Denver Broncos, and you try to bring a blitz, and you still can't get to Daniel Jones.
Well, they did a great job a lot of times getting that ball out quick, man.
Yeah.
They schemed up. Right styles make fights. You see that fight on Saturday night?
I did.
I owe you a coffee.
Yes, you do.
I couldn't believe he outboxed Canelo. I could not believe he flat out outboxed him. That was so cool. That was really good for the sport. Sorry, keep going.
No, for sure. It's fun. We'll talk about it later.
But they clearly schemed it up. They schemed up the style against the Broncos.
But that's what great coaching does. When you're able to sit back and say, hey, look, we have something for you. That we're gonna take advantage of the inside linebackers or the linebackers, Justin Sternad and Alex Singleton, because they can't match up well with Tyler Warren. NFL is all about matchups. It's all about having a quarterback that understands the scheme, a quarterback that can hang in the pocket long enough for a play to develop. That's what Daniel Jones did. He stood in the pocket, and I know sometimes it was muddy, but he was able to make a couple big-time throws, use the play action, and the receivers were able to catch some hard balls. Now, yeah, PS2, he got caught on a lot.
He did.
But there was a couple times where it was like, man, that was just a really good catch.
Oh, yeah.
That's another NFL player making a play for his team.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what happens if you have a quarterback that continues to give people opportunities and trust his unit. Good things happen, and that's what happened with the Colts. It seemed like Denver was not ready for this fight. They were out of place. They didn't know what to do. They didn't go into halftime, and that's something that I've always talked about with VJ, even when I was on the team, is making adjustments. VJ was not the best coach when it came to making adjustments at halftime.
Yep.
Some coaches are really good with it.
Robert
Some coaches
Livingston
don't
up
know.
in Boulder historically has been fantastic in the second half of games.
And it's like minor tweaks.
Yep.
Minor tweaks. Like, hey, we're going to bring a couple blitzes here or there. But
I can't wait to talk about
overall,
CU, by the way.
I know you can.
I cannot wait
relax.
to. All right.
Relax. We got defense right now.
We'll get to
the Denver Broncos.
We'll get to it. We're doing Canelo over here, CU. We're going to get to it all.
You're worked up.
We're going to get to it all.
You're worked up.
But this was so disappointing. And I do not want to make this just about PS2. But if you are the defensive player of the year, I do think it's fair to lead with his struggles. In the crosstalk, I equate it to watching Jokic have an off night. And it's just like it borders on the bizarre because you're so used to watching this elite player meet the standard that he has set for himself and us. And when you fall so short of it, and a career high 9 targets, they said, we're not scared of you. Like, you bleed. You bleed. And to have 9 targets and then have 7 receptions for 63 yards, defensive pass interference, high leverage moments, 3rd down at the end of the game, and I'm watching Alec Pierce catch balls on PS2, that stings. But it went far beyond him. Up front, the front 7 for the Denver Broncos were pushed around yesterday in a way that I could not have seen coming. I just could not have seen
to me, it's
that
like,
coming.
okay, like, where you at, Zach Allen? John Franklin Myers for the 2nd week in a row. Where are you at? Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper. We needed you guys to get to the quarterback. Now, I do understand that the offensive line over there with the Colts, they are a really good unit. And usually they stick together, and they have this like mindset mentality of like, we are going to try to punch you in the face. We're a big offensive lineman, and we want to get downhill. But when you're paying all these players on your unit, especially defense, to go out there and make plays, fly around, fluster Daniel Jones, and you don't do it, and you let Daniel Jones sit in the pocket and pick you apart, you're not winning that game. This unit as a whole, Zach, it wasn't just PS2. This was a flat out the whole unit. I can sit here and say I bragged about Brandon Jones and his coverage skills.
Yeah.
And yet, against Downs, Brandon Jones didn't have anything for him. Josh Downs was able to do whatever he wanted against Brandon Jones. That's the one-on-one matchups. This is for VJ to say, get out of man, because man is not working. You're putting your guys on islands, and they're not doing a good enough job of sticking with the defenders. You have Alex Singleton and Justin Strnad that can't hang with Tyler Warren.
That was hard
to
watch.
They're not athletic enough.
Linebackers struggled mightily.
And Shane Steichen did a great job of saying, we're going to put everybody on an isolation beach, go one-on-one, win your one-on-one battle, and we'll move the chains. And then we'll rely on the run game when it's time, and we'll try to win the game that way. And we'll pick them apart. We'll pick them apart, and then we'll take what they give us. If it's 3 points, then we'll take the 3 points. And they did a good job, the coach that is, of just sticking with their game plan, even when it didn't work at times.
Well, here's what was amongst the things that bothered me the most, Mr. Phillip Lindsay, is that Jonathan Taylor is a premier player in the NFL, is he not?
He is.
You go into that game knowing that there's a couple guys that can really, really hurt you. In my opinion, he's at the top of the list, even over Tyler Warren, even over Michael Pittman, because those two guys are studs too. But he is at the top of the list. How could there be as many instances as there was where he is completely unaccounted for? He's coming out of the backfield in a wheel route, completely unaccounted for.
Miscommunication, Zach.
I mean,
miscommunication. Like, that's the only way this happens.
The touchdown on the right side, completely unaccounted for.
I watched. Now, I don't know. I'm not in the building, so I don't know exactly the scheme and what they're talking about.
I know I could have scored.
No, hands down, because of miscommunication. It was zone, and some people want to blame Jahdae Barron, the rookie, which is understandable. Some people want to blame Riley Moss. If it was up to me to decide, they're playing zone. Riley Moss goes with the play. It's not man zone. So Riley got flustered after having a couple, because that was the situation where he got the ball caught on. Was it?
Yeah.
So he was already out of his
That was
head.
Riley Moss. That was not Riley Boss.
And my guessing is Riley did not get the communication with Jahdae Barron, because Jahdae Barron's young and not communicating to Riley, hey, we're in zone now. We're switching it up. Riley goes with the defender. Jahdae Barron sits there. Now you got Jonathan Taylor wide open for a touchdown. Let him do his dance.
That's
insane.
That's the easiest touchdown in his career.
That's a running back's dream, Zach.
Literally. Like, I mean, so that was that, and even Tyler Warren on a couple instances. Like, and Sean talked about, like, they will line this kid up all over the field, and he releases from the backfield, and he's just like running free for the first huge play of the game. So there are a lot of issues. It starts up front. I mean, think about it. All three levels of the defense struggled mightily.
Yeah.
Up front, the linebackers, the secondary. I mean, name me a Bronco defender yesterday that played well, that had a good game.
I'm waiting.
I can't think of one.
It was a unit.
Yeah.
They played awful as a unit.
We are going to dive through this football game at the top of the hour, all right, which is less than 20 minutes from right now, all right, and we'll go through and comb through some of these dynamics that yesterday's game offered us. But we're going to hit pause on the Broncos briefly, because Deion Sanders has a primetime disaster on his hands and a Buffalo-sized problem at quarterback. That's next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
It's Truck Month at Corwin Toyota. Drive home a new 2025 Tundra with rates as low as 1.75% APR for up to 72 months. Or lease a 2025 Tacoma for just $449 down and $449 a month. With a wide selection of trucks in stock, now's the perfect time to trade in and trade up. Visit us off Pearl Parkway or shop online at CorwinToyotaBoulder.com. Corwin Toyota, family driven for over 100 years. Proud sponsor of Colorado Athletics.
No parades, no confetti, just quiet wins that changed everything.
Real people, real results. Soda weight loss works. Just ask Ramon.
Tying my shoes without grunting, taking stairs without gasping, running around with my kids without needing a break. That's what soda gave me. In 16 weeks, I dropped 82 pounds.
Let that sink in. He lost 82 pounds. That's amazing.
Think about all that weight lifted off your bones. I owe my life to soda. That's not hyperbole. With soda, you don't feel alone. You get your own nutritionist guiding you every step along the way.
What are you waiting for? Just imagine your friends and family's reactions when you show up at holiday parties 30, 40, 50 pounds lighter. Get started now for the best season of your life with our partner program. Because when you join now, your partner joins for free.
Go to sodaweightloss.com. SOTA stands for state of the art. sodaweightloss.com. sodaweightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Deion Sanders has a primetime disaster on his hands and a Buffalo-sized problem at quarterback.
Did we take all the belts out of the room? I don't want Zach getting a hold of one.
This is Phil.
Oh man.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
Where do you want to start with this?
At the most important position that football has to offer. And I would just say this. The quarterback situation in Boulder has turned into the single most chaotic quarterback situation in college football.
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting there with 3 quarterbacks. You're sitting there going into week 4 now, and you don't know who the quarterback is going to be. Is it going to be Ryan Staub? Is it going to be Payton Salter? Are you going to go with the young Juju Lewis? I mean, by this time, Zach, you should know who you're rolling with so that you can have consistency. This is where it's like when Coach Prime was asked about like a quarterback that you can rely on, and he said, "Who's that?"
Yeah, a solidified quarterback. What is that? He's like, what is that?
Somebody that you know is going to play every single Saturday or Friday. Somebody that you can rely on. Somebody that can make plays for you, like your son, Prime. Your son, where you know that you can sleep peacefully, knowing when you wake up, your son's going to make sure you're okay, and that this team has the best chance of winning. That's not the case right now with the Buffs. You don't know what you're going to get out of these games now. You don't know what quarterback is starting and what they're going to do with that start.
No. I mean, it is so open-ended. Dion said, within the last week, I'm not short on plans. I'm not short on vision. After Friday night's game, he said, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it feels like it's spiraling really early, and I'm fearful of what it could look like in October and November, because Houston is improved, and we did a segment about Houston before the football season ever started, and I cautioned.
October and November, Zach, it's still September.
I know, right?
Let's just try to get to the next game against Wyoming.
I said year 2 under Willie Fritz, going back to 1993. 5 different examples. Year 2, the big jump forward in year number 2. That being said, that Houston team will probably finish, I don't know, 8th in the Big 12. And
I'm not willing to go that far right now, Zach, because the Big 12
you think they'll finish higher?
Well, the Big 12 is so wide open.
Oh no, it is.
So wide open.
It is.
And Willie Fritz has done a good job with that program, like you said, in year 2. What does this look like if they get some confidence? If a couple other teams lose a couple key guys, they may be better than what we think.
No, maybe. But I think they're pretty good. I just don't think they're in the upper echelon of the conference.
For sure.
But like the 16-point loss, in my humble opinion, wasn't even as reflective of just how dominant that game was for 60 minutes. From the opening possession onward, there was one team in the driver's seat, and I don't know what CU does well. I literally don't know what, from a football standpoint, what does Colorado...
We'll start with their identity. Do they have an identity? Do they know who they are?
No, not at all.
And I'm not talking about like offensively, defensively. I'm talking about just as a team. Do you know who you are? When you look in the mirror and say, hey, I'm a Colorado Buffalo, what does that mean for this team 2025? I still don't know. Very concerning knowing that you're going into week 4.
It feels chaotic. And the fact that we don't know who's going to start at quarterback, and I don't know if there's a good option.
Who would you go with?
I would go back to Salter.
So we're going to start doing the musical chair situation again? Go back to Salter?
Start doing it again. It's never stopped. 3 quarterbacks have played in 3 weeks. Stop. Dude, you saw it in the first third down of the game. This is too big for Staub. It's too big for Staub.
That was his first start ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, second
start. Should have been his first. But he's young. Like
Staub?
Yeah. Well, and young in the sense of like playing.
Sure.
Playing.
Sure.
And you don't want to see him out there again to see what it looks like with being like the starter yet again.
Well,
putting your eggs in one basket again just so that you can get some kind of rhythm going.
I'm not going to sit here and act like I feel convicted about any of these guys. But you asked me what I would do, I'd say Salter. He's got the most experience. He played for years at Liberty.
Yeah.
I would just move forward with him. But do I think that's a good plan? Not really. Phil, I mean, Houston rushed for over 200 yards. CU failed to reach 100. And we talked about this on Friday. It's like, they're in the bottom 4 of the Big 12 in a league of 16 teams in every running category. So it doesn't even matter what quarterback they picked. How many rushing attempts did they have with running backs? 12?
12.
12?
12, that's it.
That's psychotic. But then you watch them run, it's like, I don't know if I'd run it more either. I swear. I mean, it's bad, Phil. It's bad. The Houston quarterback goes for a career high in passing and rushing. That was
and put a move on one of our defenders so crazy. Guys, if you're watching this, go back and watch the highlights. This quarterback from Houston. He put a move on the linebacker and damn near almost hurt his knees.
That is as close as you can get to crossing someone over in football.
Yeah.
That you're going to find. But think about this stat. This is where the football operation currently is. Houston had the longest streak in college football of not reaching 400 yards of offense. They had the longest streak in football. Friday night was Houston's first time reaching 400 yards of offense in 22 games. That's spanning like multiple seasons. And the strength of CU's team, I would say, if any optimism I had came from the source was Robert Livingston. And I am deeply concerned about how this is going to, how it looked on Friday night. And even in the win against Delaware, there's context, right?
There is. Now, I will say this with Robert Livingston, and I'm not trying to protect anybody. But when you have an offense that goes out there and goes 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and you put your defense in bad situations, and then they have to try to dig the team out of it, and after some time, at some point, they're going to break as a defense. And then that's when you have chunk plays on you. And that's where you have the running back that can break for a 40-yard touchdown or you give up a 50-yard bomb. Like, you can't keep your defense out there and think you're going to win games. Pat Shermer needs to do something different.
Oh, my God. The offense is so bad.
Like, at this point,
so hard to watch.
Try to run the ball. I'd rather go 3 and out running the ball than run the ball one time and then pass 2 and still be 3rd and 10. That's the issue. You run one time, you don't get any yards. You pass 2 times, and yet it's still 3rd and 10. Come on, man.
Double-digit missed tackles, 12 total rushing attempts by running backs. CU lost the time of possession. I can't believe this is true. CU lost the time of possession. Now, I want to give the exact number here. It was 36 minutes and 45 seconds of possession.
For Houston.
Of course, for Houston. So dominated the time of possession, dominated every statistical category, and
6 possessions for the offense, 6 possessions of 3 and out. Yes, 6 possessions.
So 6 different times 3 and out. Wow. Yes. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Zach, you're not winning like that, man.
Wow.
And I'm not, like, the defense, they didn't do their part, but offense isn't helping out either.
Now, Deion said this was a better football team than the one a year ago that won 8 games. It feels like he is in over his head currently.
What you mean by that?
Feels like he's in over his head.
Why? It's his first year without.
He already told me it's a better football team.
All around, yeah, he did.
I don't see a better football team.
Not yet. Not yet, at least.
Time will tell. We'll see where it goes here throughout the fall. Okay, Broncos blew a massive opportunity in Indy. Who is most to blame? And what would we be saying about the offense had things not gone haywire in the fourth quarter? That's all next.
The Broncos fell to the Colts and experienced their first loss of the season. Will Denver get things back on track before a divisional matchup with the Chargers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is up, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I want to tell you about my new obsession. That's with Daisy's French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a new delicious Daisy's French Onion Dip and also a Daisy Ranch Dip, these are definitely game changers that you are not going to want to miss out on. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then you need to give Daisy's French Onion Dip a try today. You can find Daisy's French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. It's football season, and did you know that I am the reigning fan staff champion in the King Supers Football Pick'em? Yep, Stokely, Schlereth, Zachby, Cecil Lammy, none of them can hang with the judge when it comes to football. Just like those made-for-TV lawyers can't hang with me in the courtroom. When you've been hurt in a car accident, you want the real deal, which is what you get when you call 303-LAW-4040. Not some made-for-TV character. When you call 303-LAW-4040, you speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly, not some call center overseas. And you get to meet with us in person for free. We never take a dime unless we win for you. Plus, no ridiculous fees like those TV characters. You were the one that was hurt, so the doctors and the lawyers shouldn't take all the money. So go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040, 303-LAW-4040.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 1823334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Summer's wrapping up and life is picking back up. Early mornings, long days, and a to-do list that doesn't quit. And neither should you. Who has time to slow down due to body pain? That's why there's Aleve to keep you going. With just one pill, Aleve delivers longer-lasting body pain relief per dose compared to other leading OTC branded pain relievers. Aleve helps keep you moving from sunup to sundown with up to 12 hours of pain relief per dose, so you can keep moving and be ready for whatever's next. Use as directed.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage doors is what we do. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
One hour in the books. Quicker than CU changes quarterback.
Oh, don't do it. It's too early.
It's getting late. It's early. It's early, but it's getting late.
Look at you.
Get late.
What's the floor?
Hey.
What's the floor?
I'm going to ask you and Drew one more time.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask you and Drew one more time. This isn't a new take. This is a preseason take. Where you and Drew, to see you guys, told me 6-6 is the floor for the football team.
Yeah.
I swear you guys misunderstood the assignment. I tried to explain it. We've had this conversation 4 or 5 different times. So I'm going to ask one more time.
My man's taking a premature victory lap.
No. It's not premature when it comes to this specific conversation with the floor. Because, see, you can get better, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. Drew, we'll go with you first. Is 6-6 still the floor of the 2025 Colorado Buffaloes?
It absolutely is not the floor.
All right, there's some pliability here.
You know what it might be?
Good for you, Drew.
The floor might be 1.
Drew.
The floor might legitimately be 1. After what I saw on Friday night, the floor might be 1.
You can't hop off and just go 1 right now. Like, maybe let's give at least one more week. Let's see where they go. Let's see how they do against
Wyoming is no joke. Wyoming's defense is legitimately good. Did you see what they did to Utah Saturday night?
Yeah.
They gave all they could handle.
You cautioned all of us about Wyoming and going there.
I did.
And playing that it's a hostile
But I also said C's four with 6 wins, too.
Let me just hold on. I got to add some context because not everyone watches college football like we do, and I think you just misrepresented things a little bit, Drew. When you said, did you see what Wyoming did to Utah on Saturday night?
Well, they
lost 31-6.
I know.
All right, so I just want to make sure we frame it right. Just make sure we're framing things right here.
You're not wrong, but Wyoming's defense, that was a game for a while.
It was.
For a long while.
It was. And it's a minus 23.5 better. Mm-hmm. I was frustrated with that Wyoming defense because they were truly hanging tough. Good on Drew Spivak for being a little bit pliable and willing to move off his spot. Now, Mr. Phil.
That's my name.
Mr. Phillip Lindsay. Is the floor of the CU Buffs in 2025 still 6-6?
Oh, no.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. I'm not gonna be you and be stubborn. You or Scrappy. I can't wait. At some point, we're gonna have to talk to Scrappy.
Oh my gosh, we tried. Well, we tried. We tried.
Yeah, I know. We can't save everybody.
That Broncos loss yesterday is on him. that is on him.
Yeah, the floor. I'm gonna move it to 5 wins.
Okay.
Am I good right there? Look, five wins.
No, that's fine.
We don't know who our quarterback is. It doesn't look good for us going into Big 12 play. We had our first conference game. It didn't look good. So, but it's still early.
It is early.
Still early. They have time to adjust. They have time to find their quarterback. Shermer's going to have to turn things around and do a better job of play calling. But Robert Livingston is going to have to do the exact same thing. And Prime is going to have to get better as a head coach.
I believe the new floor of the Buffs is right around 3 wins.
3 wins?
Yeah. And I could overextend it and say the floor is 2 wins.
Because you're being generous.
Well, because in the past, what have I said the game where the Buffs will be favored in within league play? At home against Arizona, right? Arizona's 3-0.
Yeah, Arizona looks good.
Arizona beat Hawaii 40-6. Beat a FCS team, Weber State, shout out Dame Lillard, 48-3, and then beat Kansas State over the weekend to be 3-0. So that's no longer a layup. So we'll get back to see you.
Zach, real quick.
Oh, good. Yeah.
What is your confidence level in Drew and Phil understanding what a floor is now?
Dante, you're talking this because, man, don't get me started, dude. Right. Don't get me started.
All right. Let's get back on track. What moment in yesterday's Broncos loss is the single biggest reason that the Broncos are 1-1 and not 2-0? And I know, before I hear your answer, I know, of course, there's more than
60 minutes of football.
Yeah, 60 minutes of football. There's more than one reason. But if you were, what would you lead the conversation with? I guess is a better way to say it. What would you lead the conversation with?
People are not going to like me for this, but Bo Nix throwing that interception. When you're going up against a team that your defense hasn't been able to stop. Daniel Jones did not turn the ball over one time. You have to play mistake-free football at that point. And for Bo Nix, it's 3rd and 3. And he did that a couple times where it's 3rd down and manageable. 3rd and 3, I think, are both times that I remember. And you throw a deep ball. And I don't understand it. I understand if it's open, if it's there, cool. but you just need 3 yards. You mean to tell me you can't come up with a way, Sean and Bo, to where you can get those 3 yards? You have these big body receivers. Slant routes. Why are we not doing any of those? And so when Bo went out there, it looked like he was looking for somebody to get open. Nobody got open. He panicked. And he threw it into zone coverage. Gets intercepted when it could have been points. Now, of course, Will Lutz has to go out there and make the field goal, but you're on Indy's 28-yard line.
Yep. Oh, God.
Those are points for you. And now you're looking at this game like you win because of that. That was a turning point when it came to the momentum of this game. And it comes down to who turns the ball over and who can play clean football and not turn the ball over. Simple. We did not do that.
And it was so avoidable.
Yes.
It was so avoidable. Why are you trying to force an issue on 3rd and short?
3rd and 3, man.
And this is where I thought he could have ran for it. All right. And last week I was asking for a more willing runner from Bo. Like there are opportunities all over that football game yesterday. He took advantage of the one on 3rd down where he scrambled for 18 yards, and then he had one other scramble for like 3 yards. But beyond that, like I thought there was 4 or 5 other instances, and it's just the last thing that you can do on that 3rd down. The last thing is turn it over. He would have been served better throwing it into the 20th row.
That's it. Just take the points.
And what's being said is, well, he got his hand hit or the ball tipped. Okay, I understand that was part of it, but it is the forcing attempt where I think where the transgression started. But also, with the context of the actual science of it, if you hit the ball or hit the hand, does the ball typically go farther or does it go shorter because it got hit? It typically goes shorter because the ball got tipped and you're losing the momentum, or the hand gets hit and he doesn't get
the science guy,
and he doesn't get to follow through.
Yeah, no,
right,
for sure.
But where did the ball go?
It went further.
So it was just the whole thing.
It was a bad decision.
It was a bad decision
for Bo. It's like, Bo, you panicked and you threw it, and I want to say it was to Cortland.
It was
towards the Cortland yet again, forcing it to Cortland when Cortland's not having a good game.
And I think that's part of it, Phil. I think what you just said, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I'm sorry to interrupt
because Sutton was not featured. Sutton, when they did their game plan, he's the number one guy they're trying to take away, and they did a good job. But I think in that moment, the fact there was like a lack of activity for Sutton, I think played into Bo wanting to force him to football.
But there's starting to be a telltale sign because I said I saw 2 times where it's 3rd and 3, and Bo Nix throws a fade route on 3rd and 3 to Cortland Sutton. Why are we not getting these other receivers involved in the middle of the field? And by the way, on that other one, it was the second drive, Zach, I want to say, and it was 3 and out. When you go back and you watch film on that one, the guy that was sitting wide open down the middle of the field was Troy Franklin. And it's interesting because Bo was looking right at him. Bo was looking right at Troy Franklin for a 15-yard drag route, and yet went back to Cortland on a fade route when you need 3 yards. And what was interesting with that play is they lined Evan Ingram up out as the X, the furthest receiver. If you're going to line your tight end out there, why not use his big body for a slant? Something like that just to move the chains. It's just I'm just asking the question. For Bo, it's making the right decisions. When it's 3rd and 3, just get the first down, then regroup, and you'll have more opportunities to take shots. But when it's not there in its zone coverage, you can't force it to somebody that's not open, especially in zone.
Here's Sean Payton after the game.
Yeah, you get the holding call after that, but look, we got to be smart. You can't spike the ball, and then we got to capitalize on a field goal opportunity. There'll be a bitter taste in our mouth for a little bit, and it's because we put ourselves in a position to control that game late, and then it slipped out of our hands. So it's hard.
I talked about this after the football game on social media, on Twitter and on YouTube. Go follow me on YouTube.
Hot commodity.
1 subscriber shy of 600 subscribers.
Oh, here we go.
I'm sitting at $5.99.
Guys, help out. Get subscribed.
So,
you're moving pretty fast, by the way.
You know what? Thank you.
We'll get you 1,000 here soon.
That'd be great. But Trent Dilfer said something years ago, and I think it was misunderstood by a lot of people, and people made fun of him for saying it, and some people still play it and because it doesn't make sense to them. It makes sense to me. When he said years ago on ESPN, more games are lost in the NFL than won. And someone who doesn't understand is like, what are you talking about? Because every time someone wins, someone loses. So how could you lose more than you would? Like, it's for games like that.
Yeah.
It's for games like that, in my opinion. And maybe this is the wrong way to look at it. Because the Colts were so successful, and you look at their offense and all that stuff. Running for 165 yards with JT and Daniel Jones throwing for over 300. So maybe I'm putting too much stock into the Broncos here. But in my humble opinion, it felt like in the fourth quarter of that game, it was more about the Broncos blowing it than the Colts seizing the opportunity. In my humble opinion.
Well, but why? Why is that? Because see, like I like when you say like two things can be true at the same time. Because that's how I was going to go with that. Where it's like, hey, yeah, like Denver messed their opportunity up, and it was right there in front of them a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's even throughout the game. But also with the coaches, we got to give them respect for what they put out there.
And that's why I felt bad. So I said at the start, maybe I'm looking at this.
Now, man, stick with what you always say. Two things can be true at the same time.
No. I wanted to give them their props and their respect because Shane Steichen's a good coach. And we talked about this stuff last week. Like, Daniel Jones looked the part in week 1, and there he was again throwing for over 300 yards. But when you're in the fourth quarter and you have game control and you have a win probability that is approaching 90%, and you throw an interception in that fourth quarter, in a separate series you miss a field goal, and you have multiple damning penalties that are the face mask, the spiking, the leverage call. It's like you did enough to win, but you just kept on giving it all back.
No, and it's the truth. You have to play fundamentally sound and disciplined football towards the end of games. Because usually in the NFL, like we say all the time, these games are tight, and it comes down to a couple possessions. It comes down to maybe a game-winning field goal or a 2-minute drill or a running back holding on to the football if you're the Baltimore Ravens against the Bills.
Sure.
It comes to certain things that turn games around. In this case, there were two. Of course, Will Lutz missing that field goal
that
huge. Needed to happen, but also Bo Nix not taking advantage of his opportunity is like, hey, I have points. It's okay. We don't have to score a touchdown. And that's the growing part for Bo Nix. As he gets older and he plays in more games, he'll understand that you guys are playing chess out there, not checkers. Like, it's not always going to look pretty. You're not always going to come out with a touchdown. But what's best for your team in that moment, what was best for the Denver Broncos in that moment was throwing the ball out of bounds and kicking the field goal for the points.
Well, I'm seeing on the RamosLaw.com text line, Broncos should cut Will Lutz, trade for Young Wei Koo. I just want to.
He's struggling.
I know. Correct. And I am not here to play defense for Will Lutz. Will Lutz cost the Denver Broncos. His lack of execution cost the Denver Broncos directly. But let me also say that Will Lutz, all right, is quite literally the most accurate kicker in the history of the franchise. Now, I know he's played in 36 games and not 236, the way that Jason Elam did. So there's context to my statement. Or 144 games like Brandon McManus. But he's played in 36, and that's more than a little bit. And he's
had game winners. Like, he's been in big-time moments.
He is, like, coming off one of the best years that the NFL had in that department a year ago. But he cost the Broncos. He did. And there was movements. If you were watching his kicks earlier in the game, there was like movement to the football, like would be on like a potential golf shot.
Yeah.
And so
couldn't get it right.
He couldn't.
Reason. Now, let me ask you this. Let me ask you it. I'm not trying to make an excuse for Lutz. But do you think Sean not giving him that opportunity to kick it here, you think in the back of his head, it's like, hey, you don't trust me? And that in his head, he's thinking about it a little bit more like, hey, now I really have to make this?
I did not think about that.
Because you have someone like Sean last week talking about how he didn't want the kick to be blocked and them to return it and this whole scenario, and it didn't make sense when it's like, hey, you got Lutz sitting right here who's very consistent.
53-yarder last week.
But then you don't let him go out there and do it.
Right.
And now it may be in the back of his head like, hey, dude, you don't trust me. And now you're in a big-time situation.
Yeah.
You're out there. This is your moment, and you're thinking. I'm just asking the question.
No. It's a really good question. I didn't really think about it. And interesting, Sean went for a field goal in the fourth quarter. Why don't you just go for it on fourth down? You had the threat of getting the kick blocked. That's what you told us last week. Anyway, Look, I don't think there is plenty of blame to go on the plate of Will Lutz, but cutting him, trading him, I don't think that's the answer.
No.
I just want to say that because I've seen that from a handful of listeners. That it's just, I understand it's a reaction Monday, and maybe for some of us even an overreaction Monday because of the blunders that went into that loss. But I do not believe one of the solutions is getting rid of Will Lutz. So we'll see what it looks like, continuously moving forward. Because we're always going to be evaluating.
People are so emotional. Guys, he is going to be just fine. There are going to be games like this. Truly. There are going to be games where your kicker doesn't come to play. But then guess what? There's going to be a game or two or three where Will Lutz is the reason why we win it. And we're going to be sitting here praising. This is as a teammate now, when I'm thinking about it in the locker room, you want to be mad, but then you start to look at yourself and say, what could I have done differently?
Yeah.
As a unit, what could we do differently next time so we don't put him in a bad situation? And so it goes like you have to be, in times like this, the Broncos, and they're going to be just fine. We're reacting to one game. They have to stick together, stay together.
Totally.
And move like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're only 2 games into this thing.
That's it, yeah.
And it's a shame because, one, and if you're just joining us, like we led with the defense. The defense was really bad yesterday, and it's okay to say that. They gave up almost 500 yards of offense to the Colts.
Not good enough at all.
And it's a shame because I thought for big chunks of that game, man, the Broncos offense was doing some good stuff, particularly in the first half. 3 touchdown passes in the first half for Bo Nix. I mean, they had it going, and then they come out of halftime, and for the third time in 22 games, they score on the first possession. This has been an issue under Sean Payton. And they come out and actually do it. And so, yes, there's stuff to talk about with the running game and the offense and how it eventually sputtered and really lost rhythm the longer that game went. But, man, it's just a shame.
So who do you blame in a loss like this? Because somebody, everybody always looks for somebody to blame.
Yeah, you have to start with the defense.
You're going to go with the defense?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, of course, it's all encompassing.
No,
because if I were to isolate 3 things 4 things, I'm going to do 4 things. It was the missed field goal. It was the interception by Bo Nix. Missed field goal in the 4th. Interception by Bo in the 4th. Penalties in the 4th. And a really bad defense for every quarter.
But what? You just named 4. What was the most impactful one?
The defense.
That's what you're going with, D.
That's supposed to be the strength of the football team, and then within the strength is supposed to be the front 7. The front 7 got physically manhandled.
They did, but did they do enough to? I know they didn't win, but did they do enough to put the offense and special teams in a situation to win the game? I know it wasn't good enough. I am not making any excuses. It was not good enough out there for the defense. They were giving up way too much. They did not bottle up Jonathan Taylor. They let every single receiver in their mama catch a ball.
Yeah.
Which is insane. All right, Daniel Jones was able to sit in the pocket with not a lot of pressure on him and make some throws, and they just diced you up, and they moved down the field methodically, and it wasn't good enough defense.
No, so that's where I'll summarize my thoughts like this. That's where I put the most blame because that's the unit that I have the highest expectation for. I watched this Bronco offense a week ago. I mean, they were bad a week ago. Outside of a couple singular plays, particularly the 50-yard run and then finishing off with JK, a couple throws here and there. But I just have a really high expectation for the defense. So when you underdeliver to that degree, when you're 27 yards shy of giving up 500 to the Colts, that's where I put the most blame because it was a down-by-down thing. The other were singular mistakes in a vacuum. Terrible decision by Bo. Missed kick by Will Lutz. But
aren't those bigger situations though? When you talk about like what are the keys to winning in anything you do in football and honestly in any sport? Limit the turnover.
Yes, and we had the conversation on Friday as the biggest theme because of how it went last week and how it went last year against the Colts when Bo had 3 interceptions. But again, I'll just say those are singular moments. They cost you. They're terrible. They're a part of the conversation. But because the other unit falling short down after down after down after down over a 60-minute sample size with the expectations that I have for them, I would say the defense was more of the reason than some of the singular moments.
I can't go with you on that.
I mean, they put almost 30 on the Broncos.
I know.
29, 500 yards of offense.
But so did we. We almost put up. We put up points too.
But that was the Broncos' offense.
Yeah, for sure. Finally.
Well, it's game 2.
No, for sure. But last year was the same thing we were talking about.
Well,
like
yes and no.
I'm waiting for that moment where both sides of the ball are firing on all cylinders. That's going to be a beautiful time, and it will come as long as they continue to stick with each other. But yes, the defense was bad, but they bent but never broke. When you're able to continue to hold teams to field goals and field goals and field goals, that helps you out. If Bo doesn't throw the interception and we make one of the field goals, we win this game.
Right.
That's why I can't blame it all on the defense.
I'm not blaming it all on defense.
I said, who's the
you
number
asked
one?
me. You asked me.
And you said defense.
Yeah, and you just have it flipped, right?
Yeah. I have Bo Nix making that mistake as the biggest reason.
All right.
It's turnover.
Well, yeah, no, turnovers are costly, and we talked about it last week. In week 1, teams that won the turnover battle were 8-1, and the only team that didn't lose was these Broncos. And here they were. It was 1 turnover. It was a 1 turnover difference. One team had 1 turnover, the other had none. And stark contrast from a year ago where the Broncos had 3 and the Colts had 5. And, man, it was just brutal. And not one member of the defense, not one, had a good game. And that's why I question, did you really just get out-executed over the course of the entire 60 minutes, or was there something off with your mindset
but
coming into the game?
Zach, we talked about it, all their mindsets are going to be off. That's why it's hard. You guys are going into a game week 2. This is week 2, and you're already saying, hey, we're better than this team when you didn't, as a unit, as a team, you guys didn't play as good as you should have. You go into this game on the road, and yet somebody says, hey, their mentality was different. I just think, like you said earlier, they got out-executed. One team wanted it more. One team was able to win their one-on-one matchups, and it was a great schemed game from Shane Steichen.
It was. And you take your hat off. I mean, oh, man, what a missed opportunity.
It hurts.
It stings so bad. It feels like the difference between being 2-0 and 1-1 right now, given the context and the fabric of how, the actual texture of the game and how it fell.
There's no more giving the Denver Broncos the benefit of the doubts on paper. We're done doing that. We were supposed to beat up on Tennessee. That wasn't the case. We were supposed to go on the road in Indianapolis and beat them. We didn't do it. Now the schedule is getting ready to get really tough. You have to really and truly play great, fundamentally sound football, or you're going to lose these games, because now it's evenly matched teams that will be in the playoffs.
Well, the Broncos had the longest streak in the NFL of holding teams to under 150 yards rushing. That was 21 consecutive games. No longer can boast that. That streak is snapped, and the sobering reality, and the following is not an opinion, it is just a fact, that the Broncos taking out Week 18, when Kansas City benched everyone and the score 38-0 and not truly representative of this league week to week, take that game out. Since the start of last year, the Broncos are 1-9 against teams with a winning record. So we're still gathering information on this football team and who they're ultimately going to be. I did not like that chapter of the story yesterday at all. But did the Broncos catch a green light in a place they may have needed it most? That's next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my guys at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men here on a Monday coming out of the weekend. You know, oftentimes the weekend is a place where we can sort of let our hair down, relax a little bit. Next thing you know, you and your partner getting intimate. Guys, intimacy is one of the great things in this life, truly, all right? But when erectile dysfunction harms intimacy, it can have devastating effects. Do not let that happen, okay? Because Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic has treatments with success rates well over 90%, all right? They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you. All right? So you are not that special. I hate to break it to you. ED is actually pretty common. So go ahead, swallow your pride, schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. Pretty simple. Expert staff? Check. 5 locations in Colorado to serve you? Check. Call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Done right kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Our 8% scheduling incentive and bank financing to ask about make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Rich Lawn. Fall is coming soon. That means 2 things, football and keep my lawn healthy and beautiful. How do I do that? An application of Colorado-made Rich Lawn Pro Rich Winterizer in September helps my lawn recover from the heat and stress of summer, keeps it greener longer into the fall, builds a strong root system, and provides green up earlier in the spring. So be like me and have the best stinking lawn in your neighborhood. Get Pro Rich Winterizer today at your favorite garden center. Tell them Mark sent you. Visit richlawn.com to find a dealer near you.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Samantha Flanagan here. Been in a car accident? At Flanagan Law, you're not just a case number. We're a female-owned firm that puts your health and healing first. Flanagan Law, where you're heard, helped, and never alone. Focus on healing. We'll take care of the rest.
At Tallgrass, we're proud to support the Rockies, the mountains, and the team. Learn more about affordable energy for all at tallgrass.com. And go Rockies!
Ever tried fixing an outlet yourself? First, you watch a DIY video, then you grab your tools. Next thing you know, sparks are flying and your hair looks like you just licked an electrical socket. Let's avoid that, shall we? Piper Electric has been providing expert electrical service since 1983. Repairs, upgrades, EV charger installations, even commercial and industrial. They do it all and do it right. They're giving you $50 off your next service. No fried hair required. Call 303-422-9219 today. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Is an IRS tax problem keeping you up at night? Join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free online workshop on Wednesday, September 17th. Todd will cover the 7 solutions to fix an IRS problem and get you on your way to having clarity and a plan with a licensed professional guiding your way. In this free workshop, he'll cover things like when will the taxes expire? It's actually possible this could just go away. You'll learn the IRS program to permanently settle your debt for less than you owe and several other important answers that will help you take control of your IRS problem. Todd will teach you what you need to know to get out of debt with the IRS for good and build a future you can be proud of. Don't pass up this free workshop with a licensed professional with 30 years of IRS resolution experience. Reserve your spot now by calling 303-753-6040.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Fitness Gallery, selling the world's finest fitness equipment.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. So, before the season ever started, we got the schedule, and it was the schedule release show that we did so much of our show about that schedule. We identified the next 3 weeks as the single toughest stretch of the Denver Broncos season. At the Chargers, who swept the Broncos a year ago.
They play tonight, too, by the way.
Yeah, they looked good week 1 against Kansas City. And then Cincinnati at home on Monday Night Football, and then at the world champ Eagles. The dynamic has changed here with the Joe Burrow news. Not to say that the backup is incapable, because he is. The Bengals are 2-0. 2-0. But the dynamic has still shifted here.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this is where we talk about in last year, it helped the Denver Broncos out a lot. There was a lot of green lights. And when we said green lights, that means that there are key players not playing in these big-time games. Joe Burrow missing time. He's going to miss, what, if he does his surgery, 3 months?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I think the only way to heal that toe, because it's a grade 3, is a surgery. So he is going to miss the Denver Bronco game. That is a big win for us. But now for Denver, it's like, can you take advantage of it? Because since he will have somebody in there that can still run the offense, they still have talented receivers like T. Higgins and Chase and Jamar Chase. So you have to go in there with the right mentality, right mindset now.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you didn't have it in this game against the Colts, and you have to win. But before you can get there, you have to beat the Chargers, man. This is going to be a tough stretch for the Denver Broncos, but this is getting ready to show us who the Denver Broncos really are.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the Charger game later in the week. We get to see them tonight. But it is, let's just jump ahead to Kansas City, actually, because I want to talk about them.
1, 2.
All right, so Kansas City is 0-2. And
Yay, we're winning. We're getting them. Let's go.
Whoever wins tonight's game on Monday Night Football, the second half of the doubleheader, you have Houston and Tampa to start.
Yep.
And then it's an AFC West showdown between the Raiders and the Chargers. Whoever wins that game is going to be 2-0 and in first place. And it just further stings. Like the opportunity to be 2-0 and at least tied for first place is just haunting. But how about KC being 0-2 for the first time since 2014?
Yeah, I mean, it's damn near unheard of. But for Kansas City, I mean, think about who they had to play the first 2 games. They end up getting beat by the Tush Push yesterday, and then they get beat by the Chargers, who look like a really, really good football team that are putting everything together. So for Kansas City, like you're missing a couple of your key guys, a couple key receivers, and you have an old tight end. Now you have to understand that you still respect them, because they are playing against some tough opponents, and at some point they will start having an easier schedule. What does that look like for Kansas City as they get healthier?
Does the Kansas City starting 0-2, because I saw a lot of this on social media yesterday, of like, hey, at least the Chiefs are 0-2. Does that do anything for you?
No, because it's Kansas City. That if you give them a little bit of room, they're going to take advantage of it. I mean, the Ravens started 0-2 last year and found a way to win their division. So,
did they start 0-2 last year?
They started 0-2.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. So, I mean, when you have a really good team and you have a good coach and a good quarterback, anything is possible. That's why you kind of just stay in your lane. Let's continue to work on our yard. Right? Our yard's not green enough yet. We still have to mow it. Don't worry about Kansas City. Like, let them handle their business or don't handle your business. But for Denver, just stay focused, man.
Yeah, it does literally nothing for me. Nothing. Like, would I rather them be 0-2 than 2-0? Sure. But, like, with the yard analogy, and we've used that neighbor analogy with Kansas City for a while now, it's like, dude, it should not bring you any joy when your yard isn't taken care of that someone else isn't either. It's like, it doesn't change anything for you. So it's just so frustrating.
What they say, misery loves company?
Yes. Yes.
Some people like when people are down and out because they're down and out.
No, that's good. That's well said. Are they going to ban this tush push? Because that again, I mean, it looks like they are getting an edge from a timing standpoint.
But during that one, the tush push, and it was Philly versus Kansas City. They jumped off sides. If you're Philly, like, you jumped off sides and the ref did not catch it. Like, something has to give. Like, it's a tough play to stop. I understand that, but don't give them even more of a leverage by letting them false start or letting them get a head start. That's crazy.
Elsewhere around the NFL, Cowboys and Giants had an instant classic. How about Russell Wilson?
Let him cook.
Throwing for 450 yards? I mean, that was insane. Now, he had some crucial errors in overtime. Overthrew his receiver, safety picks it. But, I mean, 450 yards and 3 touchdowns. I did not have that on my bingo card yesterday. How about the Lions hanging 52 on Chicago? Goff threw 5 of them things.
I mean, they're back. It seems like they're back, and it was against Ben Johnson.
It was.
Like, come on, Ben. You knew that we were going to be ready for this moment.
They're chanting F Ben Johnson.
Yeah, see, come on.
A little too much.
That's Detroit for you, though.
Yeah.
Detroit likes to be hostile.
Yeah, they
like to be mean to you.
They are a crazed sports city, no doubt.
I can't even imagine what they say to Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. What else? Rams moved to 2-0. How about the Arizona Cardinals moved to 2-0? The Niners moved to 2-0. Huh. Seahawks go into Pittsburgh, smash them in the mouth. I mean, that was NFC West combined. They are combined 7-1, with the only loss coming within the division with the Seahawks-Niners matchup in week 1. So, anything else stick out to you yesterday throughout the day, or?
I was too hurt. After the Broncos game, I was too hurt. Oh, Bijan Robinson.
He's an animal.
He is an animal. I love the way he runs the football, and he is going to be a great running back for a long time, as long as he can stay healthy. But it's fun watching that man run the ball.
He makes something out of nothing. Like, he'll shed a tackle inside of a phone booth. Like, he cuts on a dime something fierce, man. 143 yards yesterday for that young man. And his longest was 25. So it was like 143 with like a 78-yard run. Like, he was just down by down, just eating, absolutely eating. And then had another 25 yards receiving as well. Not a bad day for Bijan Robinson. All right, finally in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
Man, I don't like this. This next one. You see Arch Manning over the weekend?
I did.
Man, he struggled mightily.
And what do you do, Zach? What do you do? Do you keep playing him? Do you send him down and make him watch these games? Like, what do you do?
I mean, this was UTEP.
I know.
This was UTEP. He was 11 for 25 for 114 yards and a touchdown. 1 interception. Texas ended up winning 27-10. What was the spread on the game? Do we even know? Like 35, something like that?
Yeah, it wasn't 17, I'll tell you that.
At one point, Arch Manning threw 10 straight incompletions against UTEP. I mean, they were actually booing. The same crowd that I was in last year for the Gators game that waited around in a 35-point win over Florida to watch him enter the game and root for failure on first and second down so they could hopefully see Arch attempt a pass this time last year is the same crowd that was booing him this year.
Because football has been around longer than Arch, and it's going to be around when Arch is done playing. And it's all about winning, especially in Texas.
Yeah.
You got to win.
That Morgan Wallen line, they don't love you, and they only love you right now.
Yes.
Unless you're throwing that ball around for touchdowns, they don't care. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, we found out a detail over the weekend about a controversial figure in Colorado sports. What did we make of it? That's next.
The Broncos fell to the Colts and experienced their first loss of the season. Will Denver get things back on track before a divisional matchup with the Chargers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, it's Zach. Winter's coming. Don't wait. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the snow flies. 15-year low-interest financing with no prepayment penalty. Call now for your free quote and see how low your payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Okay, Michael. Any other questions about your Select Health insurance?
How much time do you have?
I have exactly as much time as you need.
Wonderful, because I have exactly 112 more questions.
112.
112.
112 it is. Let's do this.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And last year, I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code from our friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much, they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season. So I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos!
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Marketing can feel overwhelming. Where to start? What works? What doesn't? That's where your marketing experts at Denver Sports come in. Audio, video, online marketing, and we know how to cut through the noise so your customers finally hear your story. You don't have to waste time guessing or spinning your wheels. We'll guide you with a proven plan that turns your marketing into growth. Let us handle the hard part. You do the easy part. Head over to DenverSports.com and click Advertise with us and start growing your business today.
Apprenticeships allow workers to earn while they learn and provide businesses with a pipeline of talented employees. Colorado employers in emerging industries can earn tax credits for apprenticeship programs. Learn more at apprenticeship.colorado.gov. Brought to you by the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment, the Colorado Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's the drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Hanging out on a Monday, September 15th. We'll get back to Broncos here in just a couple minutes. And I thank you guys so much for being here, man. We're getting these results on the ratings, and we're just growing. This show is growing at such a rapid pace, and it's because of you guys, the listeners. So thank you for being here with us. Show's come a long way. We know where it started from.
Oh, yeah.
And
still climbing up,
and still growing, and still trying to get better here 2 years in. But we're definitely not where we were, and the listeners are responding to that. So we appreciate you. Okay, we found out a detail over the weekend. I almost couldn't believe it to be true, but the Baltimore Ravens were planning to draft Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round with the 141st pick. This is according to Schefter. But before the Ravens could turn in the card, Shedeur, he let it be known to Baltimore that he didn't want to be on the roster with Lamar Jackson, where he wouldn't have the chance to play anytime soon. What do you make of this report?
Obviously, you're not going to put that report out there if it isn't true. And if it wasn't true, my guessing is Dion would have came out with a statement already.
Yeah. And Shedeur did not deny it, by the way, over the weekend.
Yeah, and for Shedeur, when they say Shedeur declined it, it's his agent, right? Well, whoever his agent was. He had an agent, I want to say. He had an agent. So his agent's the one talking to these teams. And if that is the case, which it seems like it is, that's insane. Why? Why would you do that, knowing that you're already embarrassed that you have dropped to the 5th round, that some team was going to take a flyer on you, that a really good organization that wins all the time?
Let me just say something for clarity. No. He does not have an agent.
Oh, so he doesn't. So it was him. It was him himself.
Or maybe a representative or his dad or someone.
Somebody. That's foolish to do. I understand you don't want to be a backup, but once you go in the 5th round, you're considered a backup. But why not go to a place, an organization that's winning, that has an elite quarterback that you can learn from? And over time, you can grow, and at some point, maybe they let you go. We talk about someone like Jarrett Stidham, Zach. How Jarrett Stidham, every year he's gotten better and better, and at some point, maybe Sean said, you know what? My project with you is done. Go out there and fly. Go out there and show the world why I'm a good quarterback coach. For Shedeur, it's like, dude, just learn. I know you're hurt. I know you're upset. But now you have to take a step back and do what's best for you. Going to Baltimore is definitely a better situation than being in a 4-way competition and knowing you're not going to win it with the Cleveland Browns.
Just think about the two franchises. One is a literal model of consistency, and the other is the Browns.
What's your take on it, Zach?
Well, Phil, for a while, I have talked about the immaturity and the lack of self-awareness of Shedeur. And it's not just one instance. There's several different instances that just speak to a lack of self-awareness. And when you are quite literally in the greatest draft day freefall in NFL history, the fact that he would still have an arrogance about him in the actual moment is wild. And I would think that the right mindset, once you have been humbled, because remember, like the 5th round, you're a couple days removed from where you thought you were going to go.
Oh, yeah.
So you've had time to think about it. It's not like it's like all happening inside of an hour. So the fact that you still had the hubris to dictate where you were going to go in the 5th round, and I would think that amidst the free fall, the Baltimore Ravens as an organization wanting to put their arm around you and said, come with us, young man. Come with us.
Like, we'll help you.
We're going to develop you. And from a coach like John Harbaugh, who tore down everything he had offensively to reshape an offense around Lamar Jackson, that could be the coach you could play for, and you steered the ship to Cleveland. I just shake my head, and it unfortunately, because I believe Shedeur can play quarterback.
Once he gets the opportunity, which he will, I don't know if it's going to be with Cleveland. Maybe he gets traded by the end of this year. Maybe it's next year. He will have an opportunity to play, but are you willing to listen? Are you willing to be coachable? And then it's the situation you're in. Are you around good players? Are you around a coach that believes in you and they're going to put you in good situations? That's something that would have happened in Baltimore. And in Baltimore, because Lamar Jackson runs around so much, he may miss a couple games.
We've seen Tyler Huntley play for him. We've seen the backup play against the Broncos because Lamar couldn't play.
And all you need is an opportunity. Lamar goes out, but you're surrounded by a bunch of really good football players. You got Derrick Henry as your running back. You don't think you're going to be that defense? You don't think you would be successful? I shake my head to it because I was in a situation where I was begging to be drafted. I didn't care if it was in the 7th round. Just somebody take me, please. Let me show you. And I never got that opportunity. There's so many players out there that didn't get the opportunity, and now you're undrafted, and now you're really at the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Now you're having to try to climb your way just to be seen, just for a second. And you sit there and say, I don't want to go to this organization.
It's wild. I don't understand it, and I don't think there's anything to understand. And you had already known at that moment where you turned down the Ravens that they took a quarterback in the 3rd round already in Dylan Gabriel.
You talk about, you turned down the Ravens to go to Cleveland.
Yeah.
I know.
Here's a quarterback, Alex Smith, yesterday on the set of ESPN when this news actually broke.
I think this is insane, right? Like, if this is true, I think this is crazy, right? At this point, you're in the 5th round. I understand you had higher hopes, but you've dropped to the 5th round, and you're thinking about being a starting quarterback the next year. I think this is incredibly short-sighted. Like, if you're in this situation, you want to go to an organization that is going to develop you, right? Here you have the Baltimore Ravens, the model of stability in the NFL. This regime's been together for how many decades now? And actually has a track record to develop quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, Lamar, right? Instead, you choose the Cleveland Browns because you think you have a chance to start the next year. And mind you, the Cleveland Browns, who are on the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to stability, right? This is the same organization that walked away from Baker Mayfield as the #1 pick in the draft. What's he gone on to do? Oh, he's only led the NFL in touchdown passes since joining the Bucs, right? How many there's been 700 starting quarterbacks in the last 20 years for the Cleveland Browns. Like, this makes zero sense. You want to go to a good organization where you can develop and reach your potential.
But I thought that was very well said, and I didn't even think of the Baker point. Like, this same organization that you're steering yourself to picked Baker Mayfield #1, and at one point Baker has got him in the playoffs. They shun him away. Baker's thrown more touchdowns than anyone else since the Browns made that decision, and that's the
pride, Zach.
Yeah,
Pride.
I guess
pride can get you hurt, man. Sometimes it's okay. It's okay to take a back seat for a little while, grow, mature, think of things a little bit differently, go through some struggles because it's going to make you tougher when you come out of them. But no, come on, man.
What were the biggest mistakes made by the Broncos yesterday that led to one of the most gutting last-second losses in recent memory? That's next.
Dover and Cecil.
The right decision is announcing Julian Lewis as the starting quarterback the rest of the season. The answer is Julian Lewis. Stop playing these stupid games. You're not winning anything this year with Caden Salter or Ryan Staub. Let's develop Julian Lewis so that we don't waste next year either.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and I have to tell you about my new obsession, and that's with Daisy French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a delicious Daisy French Onion Dip and also a Daisy Ranch Dip, these two dips are definitely game changers and you're not going to want to miss out on them. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then give Daisy's French Onion Dip a try today. You can find Daisy's French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
Donnie here with Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. I'm thrilled to invite you to our biggest event of the season, the summer clearance sale happening right now at all 7 of our Colorado locations. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Our summer clearance sale won't last long. These deals end soon.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Brandon Stokely here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Huge heat pump rebates have been extended and are still available. My team at ROX are heat pump experts. The energy rebates and tax credits are unreal right now. You can get up to $12,000 off a new heat pump system, the best way to heat and cool your home. Colorado's hometown team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
There's a photo my wife took of me, sitting crisscross on the floor playing Legos with my boys. Might not sound like much, but back in 2020, I couldn't get down there without pain, let alone enjoy it. After 16 weeks on soda and 82 pounds gone, that picture means everything. It's proof that I'm not just present in my kid's life, but I'm active, engaged, and I'm healthy. Soda didn't just give me a plan. It gave me a partner, a personal nutritionist who helped me every step. Through grocery store trips, family vacations, late night cravings, you name it. If you're a parent who wants to be there, not just someday, but right now, go to sodaweightloss.com. Click the Request a Nutritionist callback. That's sodaweightloss.com. SOTA stands for state of the art. sodaweightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves are just $6 every day. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
officially rolling downhill on a Monday into the back half of the show. Appreciate you guys being here. This Friday, the 19th, all right, we are heading to Golden for Bud Light Football Friday. We'll be live from Buffalo Rose from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to the Broncos-Bengals Monday night game. What? Along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You must be 21 to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Golden, we coming.
Here we come.
Did we do this spot last year? I think we
I want to say we
did.
did. Yeah, great turnout.
Yeah, and Mike Kliss showed up in person because he lives in Golden, and I remember that place being like a vibe.
That's what I'm saying. It was a great turnout. Maybe we can get Mike on.
Maybe so.
How much is it going to cost to get Mike to come do the show with us?
I think I remember saying at that spot last year, like, I need to leave here when this show's
because
over.
there was a couple things in the background.
Yes, there was a pole. There was a pole. Pretty sure there was a pole.
Zach was like, what are you doing on that pole?
Like, I better go
Like,
home.
Zach, go ahead, slide on that pole real fast, man.
Oh, gosh. All right, we would love to see you on Friday. Come say what's up. All right. Where does this loss stack up compared to, like, other gut-wrenching last-second losses? I want to throw that out to the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Where does this one stack up? It's not, it's not a playoff loss, but it's as stinging of a regular season loss that you can.
Now, are you basing it just off of like the football? Or are you basing it like, hey, Avs, Nuggets too? Like, I know it's hard if you do it that way because now you're having to think a lot more and you don't like to think. So.
I would say just Broncos.
Okay, just Broncos.
Just Broncos. Because this one's gonna be remembered for quite some time. And we think of like, do you remember? Was it last year? No, it was 2 years ago. Remember the Broncos played the Bills, and I think Will Lutz missed a kick at the end of the game, and the Bills had too many players on the field.
Yeah, he got a second chance.
And he got a second chance and made it. Like, that loss, that's famous in, like, Bills country. The too many men on the field penalty that cost Buffalo that Monday night game. And we just started our show at that point because we went to the Sportsbook Bar and Grill.
I remember.
That was happening.
Like, hey, it's the reversal of what just happened to us yesterday.
Yeah. But this is, it's not quite an all-timer, Raheem Moore or something like that, but it's
not the Raheem Moore play, because that's going to always be there. That's always going to be a scar in our hearts if you're Broncos country, if you're a fan of the Denver Broncos, because it's like that was the team with Peyton Manning, like unstoppable offense that should have got to the Super Bowl and didn't because of Joe Flacco. Man, till this day, Cup of Joe, just slap him in his head, man. But I'll go to jail and get in trouble, so I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Zach, this might be number one. And the reason for that is because there's so much hype around the Denver Broncos right now.
Right.
Because we were supposed to win the first 2 games of the season. It was supposed to be a cakewalk. Remember what Will Peterson said? Daniel Jones stinks.
Oh, my gosh.
He can't throw. He's not a good quarterback. Well, this man was on full display of what he really can do in this league when somebody loves him up. When a coach loves their young quarterback up, or a quarterback in general up, and says, hey, I believe in you.
Yep.
This is what happens when you have confidence and your team backs you. So I would put this number one because, man, we had the win. We had the win, then a penalty, dumb penalty, gave the Colts another opportunity. We lose that game, and now we're 1-1. Getting ready to play the Chargers next week. Who you got? What you thinking?
I don't think it's worse than the Kansas City loss last year in Arrowhead.
Well, why?
Because blocked field goal in Arrowhead.
But the thing is, Kansas City is a good team, and they did it to a couple other teams, and they got to the Super Bowl. So at least you can say, hey, it's Kansas City Chiefs. They found a way to win, whatever. This is the Colts.
Right.
Week 2.
Right. So you think this loss is worse than that one?
I believe this loss right here is one of the worst because of the hype. Because of Bo Nix, who is supposed to be going into year 2 and do better than what he has done so far, which is fine. He is going to be just fine because this defense is supposedly going to be number 1 in the NFL this year, because you paid all these players a lot of money to go out there and win against teams that you should win, and You haven't beat a team with a winning record. You're now 1-9 against teams with a winning record. That has to change, and you have 3 games in a row, or at least 2, because since he's different, because Joe Burrow's not there. But you have 2 games coming up that these two teams, Philly and the Chargers, will be in the playoffs. So this is number 1, man.
You think it's wow? So I disagree, but I'm not gonna die on the hill.
Roll down that hill. Come on down.
It's subjective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But both losses are literally at the buzzer. Both losses are literally special teams. Both losses has to do with a field goal. And the one of the concerning things is last week the Broncos defense played good and the offense played bad. This week the Broncos defense played bad and the offense was good.
Yeah.
But the special teams was bad both weeks.
Uh-oh.
And that decision to not kick it out of the end zone and have that return that set up a field goal with seconds left in the first half last week was not a good look. You have a missed field goal this week, and you have a penalty with no time left on a leverage play that it was ticky-tack, and I don't like it, but by the letter of the law, it was the correct call. And I'll just say this. I mean, hey, last year our special teams coach, special teams coordinator, he was top 10 in this league. Now, of course, you know, he gave up that play. Alex Forsythe didn't die a slow death and got the field goal kick blocked. But overall, the special teams did a great job last year, and they were one of the reasons why we were able to have success and win 10 games. The first 2 games of the season with Rizzi as a special team coach, he's already made a couple mistakes. Yeah, it hasn't been good.
And that can't continue to happen because special teams, when you're in an even game, say we're playing the Chargers next week, if the Chargers find a way to get a kick return, take it back to the house, they may win that game because of that.
Sure.
Special teams swing games so dramatically.
It swung the game against the Chargers last year. Remember they had like the first free kick in 50 years or whatever, and it was like the last play of the first half.
Well, they say
that led to points.
Yeah, they say, hey, if you can get a punt or kick return and you can score that, you give yourself over a 70% chance to win that game by just doing that alone. Not the game, not the offense and defensive side, just special team wise. If you can score a touchdown on kick or punt return, you have a 70% chance to win that game. It can't happen anymore. We have to find ways to make this special teams for the Denver Broncos the reason why we are winning games, not losing games.
Do you think the Broncos lost it more than the Colts won it?
What I say earlier, 2 things can be true at the same time. You love to say that. I think it's a mixture of both because I want to give the Colts credit in what they did out there, and their game plan was really, really good, and they stuck together, and they found ways to score points. I said it earlier. There were 10 drives from the Indianapolis Colts. They scored points in 7 of those 10 drives. Denver had 9 drives and only scored 4 times. Now they had 4 touchdowns, but field goals matter too over a course of a game. So both happened. Denver, at the end of the day, had an opportunity to finish it twice. The interception with Bo Nix, that was points. They were in the 28-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. They had a chance to score some points there. They didn't do it. They got intercepted, right? Then you go and Will Lutz misses that kick. So that's 6 points right there that could have helped you win this football game.
Yeah. Gosh, man, it's so stinging. The regret is so heavy.
Who? Before we go, who?
Of course you're right. Of course you're right that it took all that stuff. It took the Colts playing well and out-executing the Broncos and the Broncos' mistakes. But because of the control that the Broncos had on that football game in the fourth quarter, and the biggest mistakes of the game were in the fourth quarter, and the win probability is near 90%, I will say the self-inflicted wounds from the Denver Broncos played just a tick more of a role than the Colts out-executing the Broncos, especially down the stretch. What happened yesterday to the strength of this football team? I want to talk about the defense coming up next.
Follow us on X at DenverSports1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Happy Monday, Broncos country. As you know, summer is over and football is back and going. And this means that it's time for game days. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you've got to get there on time and in style. And I'm here to tell you, if you're going to a Denver Broncos game, you can get up to 30% off of your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for the entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So what I'm really trying to tell you is let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle all the traffic and parking so you can focus on what matters the most, watching your team stack those wins. And not only will they get you to the game, but they will get you back from the game safely as well. So give them a call today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, you can give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next trip today.
Samantha Flanagan here. Been in a car accident? At Flanagan Law, you're not just a case number. We're a female-owned firm that puts your health and healing first. Flanagan Law, where you're heard, helped, and never alone. Focus on healing. We'll take care of the rest.
It's O-Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Up to $100 in bonus rewards available at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Do you have an IRS tax problem that's keeping you up at night? Stop worrying and start learning how to fix it. Join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free workshop on the 7 ways to fix a tax problem on Wednesday, September 17th, and get your answers. When will taxes expire? It's possible this could just go away. Could you settle with the IRS for less than you owe? Get free advice, a plan, and a licensed pro guiding you. To sign up for this free workshop, call 303-753-6040.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where our testosterone therapy can help you sleep better, improve your sex drive, give you better gains in the gym, and more. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Brad.
My name is Brad. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 3 years now. I just turned 50, and over the last couple of years, I've frankly just been tired. I've been more lethargic, didn't have the energy levels that I normally had when I came into Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. These guys are absolutely phenomenal. Losing weight, having more energy, all that's been a tribute to the testosterone therapy. And frankly, that's been a game changer for my life, my family, and my business. I am a huge fan, and I recommend it to all my friends. If you're feeling like I've been feeling, I would get in here, see these guys right away. Don't wait. Call Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and change your life.
Thanks, Brad. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Call 720-440-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I
do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house all cash and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Is your office cleaning letting you down? Pike Janitorial beats your current cleaning price by 10% and delivers spotless results every time. Environmentally friendly, thorough, and reliable. Visit denver-janitorial.com for your free quote today. Pike Janitorial. Clean you can count on.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What happened yesterday afternoon at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis to the strength of the Denver Broncos? The backbone of this football team has been the defense, and we assumed would continue to be the strength, especially with the early returns after week one, allowing just 133 yards, least amount in the NFL last week, 6 sacks, most in the NFL last week.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Jay-Z had a song one time, it was all good just a week ago. Funny what 7 days can change. You were a stand-up dude, now you sit down to aim.
Ooh.
Used to have a firm grip, now you're dropping names. It was all good just a week ago.
Mic drop.
What happened week over week?
What happened, what it seems like, is this defense did not have their ice cream the night before. You always have to have your ice cream. My teammates, when we were playing with when I was at the Denver Broncos and we were losing, when my teammates stood up and said, hey, everybody needs to start living right, because somebody in here is either cheating on their wife or doing something they're not supposed to, and that's why we're having bad luck. With this defense, I think that they have to understand that, hey, on paper, you guys look great. The last game against Tennessee, the Titans, you guys look great, but you have to bring it every single Sunday. Why? Because you have a target on your back. Because us, the fans, the radio stations, everybody out there is talking about how this defense can be number one. I know I've been a part of that. That, hey, this defense is top 5 and could be number 1 this year. But when you go out there like you did yesterday and give up the rushing yards and the passing yards, and it just looked like you guys were just out there just to be out there, that's concerning. You are the backbone of this team right now. Make no mistake about it. But if you don't play well, you can't not play well. You have to be able to play well every single Sunday to give this team a chance. Just until we start to get Bo Nix going and Troy Franklin can be consistent, and we can get Cortland Sutton going at the same time, and we can get a run game going. Like, until all that can fall into place, we have to lean on our defense. We weren't able to do that yesterday, and that's one of the biggest reasons why we lost that game.
I just did not think when I woke up yesterday morning that there was a scenario where the Colts offensive line would push around the Broncos front seven. We were so careful and cautious with how we talked about the Colts on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of last week. And we got into it with Will, one of the Will Peterson, one of our buddies here at the station at the end of one of the shows. He's like, Daniel Jones stinks. The Colts stink. The Dolphins were the worst team in the league, and therefore, if the Broncos can't, and I'm like, whoa, let's settle down. Let's settle down.
Relax a little bit.
There was always a scenario where the Broncos could have lost. All right, the spread on the game was 1.5 points. It's close to a coin flip as you're going to get. But I didn't think that the way that it actually fell was possible. And I'm thinking of Pat Surtain. I'm thinking of really all the core members of this defense. Zach Allen, MIA. Nick Bonito, MIA. Jonathan Cooper, MIA. DJ Jones, MIA. Pat Surtain, MIA. I don't think Riley Moss, not good. Alex
Notice
Singleton.
you said Moss and not Boss. Huh?
No, that was not Riley Moss out there. and he was actually getting mossed.
He was. I mean, and it's going to happen, guys. Like, we know it. We know that it's going to happen at times. Like, Pat Surtain is human. Riley Moss, he is still young. He is learning. But it can't happen more times than not. It cannot continue to happen. For something like Pat Surtain, where you have 9 targets,
career high.
That's disrespectful. That's the coach saying, we don't care who you are. Show us and prove to us that you're the defensive player of the year. Show us, because if not, we're going to take advantage of you. And, of course, you're going to have games like that, but it was one of these games where it was like, come on, PS2. I know you're hurting. I do. The ankle, you're not fully there, but if you're going to be out there, you have to play like it.
Yep, we have to judge you. And the kicker about the PS2 dynamic is that it's not like he was trying to cover Jamar Chase. He was covering an assortment of players. I think he had 5 different players catch a football on him. And in crunch time, a lot can be forgiven if you just come through in the clutch. And there it was on a 3rd down, Alec Pierce, catching a football on him to extend that drive. If PS2 doesn't allow that, there might be one play left in the game, and it's a 4th down from Indy. So, it wasn't good enough. The linebackers were hard to watch. Alex Singleton was hard to watch. And one of the most disappointing things for me is that, I'm watching Jonathan Taylor, who everyone and their brother knows is a premier player in the National Football League, and as great as Tyler Warren started his careers off to, and Michael Pittman, another really good player, Jonathan Taylor's at the top of that list. And there was too many times where Jonathan Taylor is just completely unchecked. I mean, the wheel route, I don't assignment football. How could a player of his stature be that wide open? The touchdown in the tight red area on the right side, he walked in. Dante Gomez behind the glass, he would have caught that same touchdown.
No, that's a running back's dream, to be able to just walk in the end zone untouched, to be able to do your dance, your celebration. And that play that you're talking about, where you have JT that's wide open on a flare route, that's miscommunication for the defense, for Riley Moss and Jahdae Barron. Somebody needed to stay right there. Now, if you're asking me, I don't know the scheme, I don't know what was called, but if I had to guess, watching that play 10 times, that they were in zone, that means everybody stays in their zone. That means you don't move with emotion. You don't move with a man because you're in zone. Riley ends up moving with his man going across field, leaving that zone wide open. Some people want to blame Jahdae Barron, the rookie, and maybe that is the case. But what I'm looking at is the only person that was not in zone and was following their man was Riley Moss. And my guessing is for Riley Moss is that play, that drive, Riley gave up that huge play. And instead of saying one snap and clear, it was stuck in his head. And when you don't have a guy that turns to you and says, hey, we're in zone, we're changing the play up, or whatever the case may be, you have a young rookie in Jahdae Barron who's trying to figure out what he's doing. It's miscommunication. Now you give up a huge play because of that. That's my take on it.
No, it's there's a lot of moving parts. And, on the RamosLaw.com text line, and I can't believe this opinion exists, but I see blah, blah, blah. Lutz missed the kick. This is simple. Dude, not that simple. Not that simple. Guys, the defense gave up nearly 500 yards of offense. Daniel Jones threw 300 plus. Jonathan Taylor went for over 200 yards from scrimmage, 165 just on the ground. That was an unacceptable defensive performance.
It was. And the Colts had it in their mind they were going to run downhill, that they were going to use their big linemen. They're going to be creative, which Steichen has done a great job of being creative in the first 2 games of the year for them. And Jonathan was going to be patient and hit the hole. I talked to JT after the game.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, every time they played Denver, I always, keep in touch with JT. And I said, hey, man, that was a great game. And he said, I had to get my get back. Exactly what he said.
Yeah.
And so then I asked him, I said, what was different? Like, what did you guys do going, like, what was your thought process? It was like we were going to run at him. Like, that was like we were going to force Jonathan Taylor or Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito to beat us, and we were going to try to kick them out because they're lighter pass rushers, and we're going to get in the middle of things and force the inside linebackers to beat us or tackle us. That was the game plan when it came to running. I was like, hey, well, it worked.
It worked.
Over time, like this is why you give a running back more than 15 or 14 carries. Over time, defenses will get tired. They won't be aware of certain formations. They'll get out of line, out of place, out of line, and now you have those explosive plays like Jonathan Taylor had late in the game. Those turn plays into big-time plays into winning the game because of it, Zach. So it sucks, but defense can't do that, man.
Just because the Broncos lost doesn't mean it was all bad. Try to find some silver linings next.
The Broncos fell to the Colts and experienced their first loss of the season. Will Denver get things back on track before a divisional matchup with the Chargers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And if you're looking for fine jewelry or a great timepiece like I was, why not shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold? Williams Jewelers helped me find my new Tudor watch, and they can do the exact same thing for you as well. And if it's not a watch, it's any kind of specific jewelry you're looking for. Trust me, guys, they will have it. They treated me just like family the minute I stepped through those doors and didn't pressure me at all. They gave me the time I needed to make the right decision for myself. And looking at my watch today, I made a great decision because of that. And starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers has grown into 2 locations and has become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. And when you step foot into their showroom, you'll feel just like family, and their service reflects that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only will they share the secrets of the business with you, but they will give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself or the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler, also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Hi there, I'm Kim Rudell, owner of Wills and Wellness Estate Planning. Do you have a game plan for your family if something unexpected happens? Let us help you strategize and get your lineup in place so there are no questions as to your wishes and who you want to handle your affairs. Your loved ones will be grateful to have a well-thought-out playbook with instructions directly from you. Find us at willsandwellness.com or give us a call at 720-266-8190.
Summer's wrapping up and life is picking back up. Early mornings, long days, and a to-do list that doesn't quit. And neither should you. Who has time to slow down due to body pain? That's why there's Aleve to keep you going. With just one pill, Aleve delivers longer-lasting body pain relief per dose compared to other leading OTC branded pain relievers. Aleve helps keep you moving from sunup to sundown with up to 12 hours of pain relief per dose so you can keep moving and be ready for whatever's next. Use as directed.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Most business owners and decision makers work hard but stay frustrated because customers simply don't know they exist. Marketing isn't about being flashy. It's about making sure people understand how you solve their problem. Audio, video, and online campaigns put your message where your customers are already paying attention. And your friends at Denver Sports, they specialize in connecting customers to businesses. The moment you get clear and show up consistently, growth follows. Don't stay the best kept secret in town. Visit DenverSports.com and click on the Advertise with Us button and start growing today.
Donnie here with Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. I'm thrilled to invite you to our biggest event of the season, the summer clearance sale happening right now at all 7 of our Colorado locations. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Our summer clearance sale won't last long. These deals end soon.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99. And we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stop, opt out. Terms and conditions apply to the earnings promotion.
Do you have caregiving experience as a parent, teacher, nanny, coach, or in another similar role? Hop Skip Drive is looking for experienced caregivers who want to help students in their community by driving them to and from school. Earn up to $50 per ride with Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion, all while helping your community. If you have your own vehicle that is no more than 10 years old, a clean driving record, and at least 5 years of caregiving experience, you could become a Hop Skip Drive care driver. Just text STUDENT to 323232 to get started right now. Hop Skip Drive gives you the flexibility to set your own schedule and earn competitive pay. It's simple. Drive in your free time and make a real difference for students right in your neighborhood. Don't wait. Text STUDENT to 323232 right now. Text STUDENT to 323232 and start earning up to $50 per ride during Hop Skip Drive's welcome promotion period. That's STUDENT to 323232. Text STUDENT to 323232 now.
Attention golf lovers! The city of Aurora has you covered this fall. Home to 5 beautiful courses. There's no better place to play than Aurora. What's up, guys? It's Zach here. I enjoy leaf peeping every fall, but instead of heading to the mountains, I'm heading to my local Aurora golf courses. Saddle Rock, Aurora Hills, Spring Hill, Meadow Hills, and Murphy Creek have stunning Rocky Mountain views with the fall colors we adore. For more information and to book a tee time, visit golfaurora.com and give them a follow on Facebook, X, and Instagram at golfauroraco.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, just because the Broncos lost doesn't mean that it was all bad by any means. I want to talk about the silver linings of yesterday's game. What went well? What sticks out first to you, Phil?
The offense, the rhythm, the timing, being able to move the ball. J.K. Dobbins, 14 carries, 74 yards, a touchdown. Why? Why don't we stick with that? Why don't we give him 17 carries, 18 carries? Get this run game really going. Bo Nix, other than the turnover, 3 touchdowns in the first half.
That was impressive.
Setting his feet. You know, he had a big-time play, a scramble drill to Troy Franklin.
That was
great
incredible.
to see for Bo, like his confidence, the awareness of one scramble drill, because those are usually big-time plays that can end up being touchdowns, and that's why it's a play. Like scramble drill is not something you just go out there and like you script that during practice so that you can get used to doing it and throwing angles and different things. Bo Nix was able to hit Troy Franklin on the money on the run. So that's something good that happened. Now, can you build that confidence? Can you build that consistency with the offense? Offensive line held up, 0 sacks, Zach. You know, there's a lot of good with the offense. Now it's like, what do you do next week? What do you correct? Right? The little mistakes, the penalties, the interception. Clean those up, and you have a clean game. My guessing is you win the game because of that.
Well, there definitely was some positives. And co-sign everything that you said there, basically. Add on to it, scoring on the opening possession of the second half. This has been such an issue for Sean Payton-led offenses. For whatever reason, you would think that after getting a chance to regroup and coming out of the locker room that they'd have more success, but it was just the third time in the last 22 games where the Broncos scored on that opening possession of the second half. 21 points at halftime. How about this? Drew had this in our notes here this morning. The Broncos had 21 points at halftime for the second time in the last 3 road games after not scoring 21 points in the first half in the previous 41 road games. So that was good stuff.
What about hats off to Sean? 3 runs in a row at the beginning of the game. Very balanced. It was a 6-play drive. It ended up being a touchdown to Marvin Mims, but It was 3 runs, 3 passes. But, hey, I didn't think Sean had it in him to run the ball 3 times in a row.
Clearly a emphasis week over week. And
Yes.
he knew that he miscalculated things a week ago. And he took some ownership of it in the middle of last week and says, I need to be better. But he made sure to say, especially early, and I think he's thinking of those scripted plays. And when week 1 has 8 of the 9 first plays are passes and 14 of the first 17 plays of the game are passes, he knows better than that. And so that was encouraging to see. And Dobbins is the unequivocal starter. And I know there was some speculation, and we always believed he was going to be the starter because we're at training camp every single day, and he went first with the ones every single day.
But you start to think like, oh, what if J.K. didn't sign here? Then what does that look like?
It's a great question.
You know, and I know it's one of these things where it's like, why are you thinking like that? Like he's here, and thank goodness he is here, because truly he gets downhill, one step cut kind of running back. He's going to get the dirty yards, but over time, if you give him the carries, and of course he has to stay healthy, but he's a build-up running back. If you give him the carries, he will bust off a 10, a 15, an 18-yard run. Later on during the game, it will look like a Jonathan Taylor where people are out of place and they're tired, and you bust for a 30, 40-yard run. Like, it's a build-up, and we have the offensive line to do that. And, Zach, I was watching film, and Sean was a lot more creative with the pullers. The guards pulling in front of the running back to give that kick out to the defensive end, to give J.K. Dobbins the opportunity to get to the second level.
Yeah, you're seeing once again for a second straight week, because I referenced it on the R.J. Harvey 50-yard run in week 1.
Yeah.
Ben Powers.
Yes.
Pulling around and creating a hole on the right side as a left guard. It's really good to see, man. Really good to see. And Dobbins had a 23-yard run.
He did.
So for
18-yard run to start the game off.
Yeah, correct. So good to see. Was that the first play of the game?
It was the first play.
Yeah.
It went run, run, run. 3 plays in a row at the beginning, the first drive for the Denver Broncos. It was 3 passes, touchdown.
You love to see it. But for a year, I railed that the top 3 running backs on the Denver Broncos over the course of a whole season never once had a carry go for 22 yards, and RJ does it week 1, Dobbins does it week 2. Right out of the gate.
So should the Denver Broncos, should they run more than they pass?
No? I think, but it just...
Or the identity. What should the identity be? I should ask you that. Like, should it be a run first, pass second? Should it be a
I don't know if
pass,
a Sean Payton
run. You know me, I'll go run.
Yeah, and when you have the horses to do it, like, perfect. That's the most demoralizing.
We got one horse
style of football.
Still don't know about RJ, but we got one horse.
Yeah, his carries went down. His carry is 6 in week 1, 5 in Week 2. By the way, did you see Javonte?
No, I didn't get to see that one.
Dude, Javonte had another good game for Dallas. Actually, he broke.
Too busy watching Russ cook.
Yeah.
too busy watching Russ throw for 1,000,000 yards. I'm sorry.
I couldn't believe it. It was the fourth quarter, and he was breaking tackles. There was a sequence on the left side where 3 different would-be tacklers couldn't bring him down. He ran for 30 yards. 30 yards from Javonte. Javonte went over 350 carries in a Broncos uniform without ever having a 22-yard run. And there he is in week 1 scoring 2 touchdowns. And week 2, 18 carries, 97 yards, a touchdown. 5.5 yards a carry.
All about fit. And somebody loving you up. Somebody having this belief in you, this vision that, hey, if you put the work in, we're going to give you the opportunity. And he's taking his opportunity. He's running with it, literally running with it.
Yeah. They like him so far. We'll see. Okay. Shedeur Sanders has a primetime disaster on his hands and a Buffalo-sized problem at quarterback. I want to talk about the current state of Colorado football. Also, the Broncos did lose in stunning fashion, and I want to comb through the details of how that actually unfolded. And we're going to get to all of it because we are on the doorstep of 35 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Is it time to push the panic button up in Boulder?
They don't have an identity on offense. They don't have an identity on defense. And when you're a team that lacks a complete identity,
they're in trouble.
You're in trouble. Feels like a 4 or 5 win team.
Yep.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to Denver Broncos inside linebacker Alex Singleton, who tore his ACL a year ago, worked hard all offseason to get to the point where he was back on Sunday, September 7th, and he participated once again in a game for the Denver Broncos, accumulating 6 tackles, 2 of them being solo. And that is your Recovery of the Week, brought to you by Step Denver. I am once again sitting down with Frank from Step Denver. Today we are talking about how important family is when it comes to recovery.
It absolutely is, Zach. When I was in my addiction, I caused a lot of pain to the people I loved the most. I was really living in a dream world, constantly avoiding responsibility. As a result, I broke the trust of my family, especially my fiance. She would always have to pick up the slack due to my irresponsible financial decisions and actions. I lost trust, connection, and respect. But recovery is about more than just stopping the substance use. It's about healing the wreckage. At Step Denver, our men work hard to earn back that trust. We provide time and space for relationships to heal. That includes family reconciliation classes where guys learn to communicate with honesty, patience, and humility. It's not instant. Our loved ones have every right to be cautious, but over time, when they see us consistently doing the right thing, trust is rebuilt. Last year, 83% of our residents repaired at least one major family relationship. That's huge. It shows that change is possible. I can speak from experience. Having your family back in your corner is one of the greatest gifts of recovery.
Guys, if you are struggling with addiction or you simply want to make a donation to help the men who are calling Step to get their life back today, please visit stepdenver.org.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crown's disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling
your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
The Wilhite Law Firm handles accident cases differently. If you're injured, we'll drive to your home, return every call, and keep you updated. After an accident, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit WillHiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Auto theft in Colorado remains prevalent. Stop auto theft and subsequent crimes by locking your car and taking your keys every time. Learn more at lockdownyourcar.org.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Reaction Monday. Thank you guys so much for being here, rocking with us. I want to talk about what is currently going on up at CU, because holy smokes, there's a lot of meat on that bone.
What's going on in Boulder?
We're going to talk about it here about 12 seconds. Guys, football season's here. It's time to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help by giving away a PS5 bundle. All you have to do to enter is download the Denver Sports app and click on the contest banner on the homepage. That's all. From there, you have a chance to win a PS5, Madden 2026, College Football 2026, as well as a 70-inch TV. Okay. I think CU's in trouble. And Friday night was the latest installment of what is some pretty bad football, Phil. And I don't know if it can be fixed during the season. I'm definitely open to that happening.
Where will it, like?
Because it's early.
Yeah, like you're saying, it could be fixed. Like, what needs to be fixed? Like, when you look at this team right now, and I know it's only been 3 games.
I think it'd be easier to diagnose of what doesn't need to be fixed. And get that list and then sort of unpack it from there.
All right.
Because quite literally, I don't know what the team does well right now. And I'm being serious. I don't know what CU football, what do they do at a plus level that would be above average.
And you're talking about the whole team, not just offense.
The whole team. But especially the offense.
Yeah, there's no identity. And let's just talk about the whole team first. Like, this whole team, there is no identity. When I'm watching this game, their game, And it hurts me to say that.
Of course.
Say this, what I'm going to say is, it doesn't seem like these young men are interested when they get down. Looks like they don't have fight when they get down. The heart to kind of get back in a game. Now, they tried a little bit in that first half. Going into halftime, 14-16, I was like, okay, things are going to get turned around a little bit. Like, they got their feet up under them. They got a little bit of a run game going with broke that long run.
Yep.
That wasn't the case. They came out flat with no creativity. It didn't seem like they were together as a unit, as a team. And that's like culture, too. Like knowing when you're down, but you look at the man left or right of you and say, hey, we got this.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that at all.
Well, I've raised this questions about this exact dynamic in the past, is that, and it unfolded 2 years ago, the way that I sort of forecasted it to. It wasn't an issue last year because the team was just a good football team.
Really, really good.
But if you remember, going back to 2 years ago, I would say your culture would be revealed when times get tough. And when you have a program built on the transient nature of the transfer portal, and that's the sort of identity of the program, and you're the portal king, and there's players, in masses coming and going, would that same group of players stick together when times got tough? And it's going to be a relevant question down the stretch of this season.
Isn't everybody doing that now?
Yeah.
I mean, Texas Tech's doing it right now. They look okay. I mean,
but I would have the same question. No, not with the elite teams. Not with the elite teams. Like Penn State. Like those are all Penn State guys. They have 9 transfers.
For sure, but
Texas
Ohio State is like they have a brand new defensive line.
I know, but they're all Ohio State kids. Now they have some transfers, but most of the kids on the field for Ohio State, they have been developed in Ohio State. Not to say that they don't take a single transfer, but the best teams in college football right now: Ohio State, Penn State, Texas, Oregon.
Leave Texas out of it.
We can fine.
Leave Texas out of it right now.
But you're seeing the upper echelon programs. They supplement with the transfer portal.
Add a couple pieces here or there.
Yes, you plug holes with the transfer portal. You don't build the entire pyramid with the transfer portals, kids. And so,
I mean, I'm with you because I never thought about transferring out in my life. Like even when Coach Mack benched me, and he did for a couple games, it never crossed my mind to leave that school or to go somewhere else because things got hard. My father said, hey, buckle up, find a way to become a starter again. But that was our whole team, and it was like growing with each other. And that's something that when times get hard, that's what I say. You look at each other and say, hey, we've been through rougher times than this.
Yep.
We've been blown out. We know how it feels to lose. So let's go out there and win because we also know how it feels to win. But when you do have a bunch of young men that are in this transfer portal and you're getting all different type of players from walks of life and different thought process, it's hard to build a team and say go out there and win when times get tough.
Speaking of all different walks of life, did you hear Dan Lanning over the weekend talk about his locker room and in response to the calamity of last week?
Yeah,
that was powerful. Those were powerful words from Dan Lanning. Maybe we can play him a little bit later in the show. But what I want to say is I think one of the big misconceptions right now is that every team is full of transfers. That's not the upper echelon teams. They sprinkle them. But the base are the kids who they recruited out of high school. And so we'll see what happens with this CU group, if times continue to get tough. I just, when I watched the game on Friday night, Houston is an improved team under Willie Fritz in year number 2. We talked about it before the season ever started. But when you lose by 16, I didn't even think the final score was an actual reflection of just how dominant they were from the very first possession. They were never not in control, and CU can't run it, or they choose not to.
What do you mean they can't run it? They can't pass it?
No,
I mean like they had 6 drives where they went 3 and out.
That's
6
crazy.
No, and I was a little disappointed with the defense as well. With Robert Livingston, the defensive coordinator over there, I thought that the defense was going to be a little bit more stout. But then again, when you have 6 drives where you go 3 and out, you're putting your defense in bad situations where they're already tired. They're already down on themselves, and then they got to go back out there and make plays. Like, it's hard to do. There has to be a balance. And Pat Shurmur in the offense, in Colorado's offense, it's just not working, man. 12 carries from a running back.
Yeah.
And it's not just a running back. Like, you're mixed in like 5 and 5 and 2. Like, that's not good enough. Something has to give. Things have to be ran the right way. Let the offensive line get in a rhythm. You have a quarterback that you really don't know about. Why are you going to let him sit there and throw the ball all game?
He got overexposed. Ryan Staub got overexposed. And that's ultimately like where I land on the CU offense. I don't know if it matters who plays quarterback if you can't run the ball. If you have that much uncertainty when it comes to the guys who will throw the ball, not having a running game, I mean, this is a recipe for disaster.
So who do you go with then, Zach? If Ryan Staub got overexposed, do you keep him? Do you run with him again, give him another opportunity, or who do you go with?
Phil, you're really not going to like my answer, but I'm being genuine when I answer it. I actually don't think it matters. I don't think the quarterback matters. We
can't just throw the season away. We still got 9 games.
Right. And eventually, you're just going to play Juju. And we talked about this before the season ever started. Like, I think this thing's going to get to a place where it's like Juju's just going to have to play. But I almost like, are you putting him in a position to fail if you can't run it? We talked about this on Friday. CU is bottom 4 in a league of 16 in every running back category you can think of. And I'm assuming it got worse over the weekend as they failed to get to 100 yards. Like, Houston's rushing for 200 plus, and Colorado can't get to 100 yards. And you look at their quarterback there for Houston, career high in passing yards, career high in rushing yards. And, dude, Houston had the longest streak in all of college football of failing to get to 400 yards of offense. They had gone 22 consecutive games. That spans multiple seasons. Failing to get to 400 yards of offense. And what the doctor ordered was CU. And they broke that streak. And the strength is supposed to be Robert Livingston's defense. And so I don't, double-digit missed tackles defensively. 12 total rushing attempts by running backs. I know you mentioned that. But CU lost the time of possession in dramatic fashion. And Deion, this is the first time in his coaching career where he's had to manage a quarterback situation. So he's getting paid like a bona fide veteran and title contending coach and all that stuff. But this is the first time ever that he's had to manage a quarterback situation like this. So I have no idea what's next. And it doesn't sound like he knew either after Friday night.
It's rough. It's rough. And now what you do is you go back to the drawing board. You go back to the basics. Maybe it is Caden Salter, a guy you brought up earlier that has played in a lot of games, that has won before. Is he the best quarterback? No. Can he throw the ball a gazillion yards? No. But he understands the offense, and he can use his legs. We want more running, then we need to have a running quarterback in there. It's just insane. We're only in week 3, going into week 4, and yet we don't know who our quarterback is going to be. We don't have an identity as an offense. We don't know what we're good at. We don't know if we can even run the ball two plays in a row. It's just it's upsetting and infuriating for me because, of course, I believe black and gold, and watching these games, it's like, what are we doing?
Of course.
What are we doing? But we have to be honest. Like, if this team continues to look like that, how are they going to compete in the Big 12? They already lost one of their conference games against Houston. And Houston's not supposed to win a lot of games in the Big 12 play.
Out of 16 teams, they'll probably finish 8th, something like that.
And maybe they are better than we expect as time goes on.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm talking about Houston. But for the Buffs, find your identity. Something. Who are you?
Here's Deion Sanders, why they can't find that identity on offense.
I feel as though we have the players with the ability to be physical and run the darn football. But we started off in the TFL, I think, on the first or second play of the darn game. Like, you can't start out like that with a guy blistered in the backside and catching you or hitting you in the mouth with it. We can't do those type of things. We prepare too much to understand what the opposition is doing. It's not like it surprises. You know what's coming. We just got to make the plays.
He was asked about the starting quarterback moving forward.
I have no idea. Right now. Right now, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about what transpired and how can we prevent what transpired from happening again. I'm trying to self-analyze, like, me first. What can I do better?
Within 1 week ago, Deion Sanders says he is not short on visions. It took one football game to break that. I have no idea moving forward, and I'm going to be honest with you, Phil. This is the third football season for Deion Sanders. There's been times where they've been down, they've been up, you know. I've never heard that tone in his voice.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Zach.
It's a defeated tone.
It is. It really is. It's like, hey, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go from here, or who to lean on, or who to talk to. That's what it seems like. It seems like, what's next? You know, like what's around the corner for me when it comes to these quarterbacks. Instead of saying, okay, look, let's just stick with one. Let's just stick with one. And if it's Juju now, you know you're going to take some ass whoopings. But you're developing for the future, I guess. But it's just hard when you know that it's week 3. You're getting ready to play week 4.
Crazy.
Oh, man.
What quarterback starts this weekend?
Caden Salter. Because of, you talked about earlier, I'm going to have to steal from you, because he's more mature. He's been through situations. He hasn't had a bad game. Not a great game. He hasn't had a great game just yet. But when he's been in there in the mix and he knows that he's going to play and he's going to be the starter, he's able to at least move the football with his legs. Short game. And that's who you roll with, is an older quarterback that gives you a chance to win now. And then if you lose in a couple of weeks, maybe then you go and transition to Juju to get him the opportunities. But something has to give. Find your identity. If you're going to lose this next week, which you shouldn't against Wyoming, lose running the ball. Let's establish something. You tried throwing it. That's not working. Run the ball. Let's see what these young running backs, there's 4 of them. Let's see what they can do. And then set up the pass game that way, just like for the Denver Broncos. Run first to set up the pass.
That was supposed to be the plan coming into the season.
Yeah.
We heard that over and over and over again. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll continue to diagnose that situation up there in Boulder throughout the week. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. There it is. There it is. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Damn, Train. I know it's not Victory Monday, but come on now.
Train struggled to leave the station. Man, and this Broncos train, goodness gracious.
They're on the same page, both trains.
Man, I could say this. The hype train is a little bit off the track here with the Denver Broncos. And we knew the conductor of the hype train was Sean Payton himself. And yesterday's loss was as gutting of a finish as you'll find in recent memory. If you want to put it up there with the Kansas City loss a year ago in Arrowhead, and just it was not a shock that the Broncos lost their first road game to the Colts. Spread was 1.5 on the game. But how it actually happened and how it unfolded,
how it looked,
was stinging.
For Sean, it's like, man, you did a lot of talking, which is fine. Like, on paper, we kept saying, on paper, this team looks really, really good. But then you got to go out there and show it on the football field. You have to be able to execute, because it's football. It's the NFL. You're not blowing teams out. Very rarely are you blowing a team out. The Colts were able to do that to Miami.
That's rare.
Miami was able to do it to the Denver Broncos 2 years ago when they put 70 on us. It happens, but it usually doesn't. So when you're in these games and you're battling and there's 60 minutes of football, it will come down to a couple plays made at the end of a game, in the middle of a game, or at the beginning of a game. I always, and I've talked about this before, is like, you remember 2018 when we ended up beating the Raiders, the first game of the year, it was a home game, and I think it was like 21-20. 21-20. Shelby Harris ends up blocking that field goal.
I remember.
Nobody's thinking of it because it's in the second quarter, in the middle of the second quarter, maybe the third. I think it's the second quarter, though.
When Shelby blocked the field goal?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is first game 2018?
First game.
Yeah.
And nobody's really thinking of that. Like, yeah, you blocked the field goal, but there's a lot of time left. Derek Carr's your court, going against Derek Carr. And then at the end of the game, you look up and you win 21-20. And you're like, wow, Shelby's blocked field goal is the reason why we won that game. And that was at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
So you never know when these breaks are going to come for you. All I know is you have to execute and you have to give it your all every single play.
Well, the macro of what you just said is that, and just to emphasize, like you're saying, there could be a play in the second or third quarter that ultimately is a difference maker in the game.
Is it.
What I'm hoping is, if you zoom out on the season, I'm hoping that a loss in week 2 doesn't ultimately derail a postseason berth. And to think that it couldn't is completely naive, because it was just last football season when the Broncos had to win week 18 to get into the playoffs.
I feel like we forget about that.
I like, seriously. And then we triple jumped our way from that scenario and losing 31-7 in the playoffs to Super Bowl conversation. And
you trying to put me on blast right now?
No. It was not just you.
Okay.
There's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people that like the hype train is officially like just taking a break. Just taking a break, because and there's context to the week 1 win as well. And it's early, and the Broncos will evolve, and we hope they'll be just fine. But that one, NFL is such a hard place to win games. So when you have one in firm game control at the start of a fourth quarter and cough it up and bungle it.
Like, all right, so explain to me, what's considered firm control? Because a lot of people have said, like, we were in firm control, but you have a lot of football left in this game, and anything can happen. So, like, what was so firmly controlled in this game where you're like, hey, like, we should have never let this slip? Because they were still going up against a really, really solid Colts team that was disciplined, that played mistake-free football from their quarterback, who didn't have a turnover, that was able to run the ball when they wanted to, and they were very creative with their schemes.
They were. And really across the board, the whole team played mistake-free football, didn't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, I can't remember a drop or a glaring missed tackle.
And then in every locker room or every team, you know that somebody has to make a big-time play. With the Colts, there were a couple times where a receiver on PS2 was guarding a receiver, and the receiver made a tough catch. Or Jonathan Taylor finds a way to break for a 50-plus yard run. Like, somebody has to make a play. And Denver didn't make enough of those where the Colts were able to do that at the right times.
Well, God. I guess I shouldn't characterize it like the Broncos had them like in a vice grip. But when you have the football and you have possession and you have the lead and you're driving, like, you have an opportunity to put them in that vice grip. And the mistakes that were made in the fourth quarter, the Bo Nix interception was huge. The Will Lutz missed field goal, huge. The penalties, the spiking of the football, the face mask, the leverage, like, it's hard for me. Yes, the Colts did a good job executing and playing mistake-free football, and they're just like, how about that? They just might be a good football team.
No, yeah, they're better than what people gave them credit for. They're better than what I expected them to be honest with you. I didn't look at Daniel Jones and say, hey, I'm scared of him. But now looking at, like, Daniel Jones with a coach, an offensive-minded coach that believes in him, in a unit that has a really good run game and solid receivers, they look really, really good. And they're doing the right things. And for the most part, playing mistake-free football. Now, they have to clean up the penalties if they're going to win in this league long-term. But they did a great job of containing our offense at times and then taking advantage of our defense, which is insane to say. Like, hey, our defense did not play good at all. They played bad.
They did. And, we're talking nearly 500 yards of offense for Daniel Jones and the Colts. And the best players on this football team did not show up in a meaningful way. They just didn't. All the guys that we are excited about, all the guys that we would draft first if we were doing that segment where we draft the Broncos, it was Pat Surtain. Like, remember in the exercise, we take Bo Nix out of it.
Yeah.
He's the first pick every time when we do that segment. Defensive Player of the Year. So if we're going to lead with him with the credit or an exercise like drafting the Broncos, I guess we could just mention him first in this dedicated conversation of, like, the Defensive Player of the Year played maybe the worst football game you're going to see him play in his prime. And it wasn't just one star receiver. We watched 4 or 5 different Colts catch footballs on him, and maybe none bigger than under 2 minutes to play on third down, where he gives up that a pass to Alec Pierce to extend that drive. If that doesn't happen, Colts might have one more play left in them on 4th down, then the game's over.
It means that you can go down the line defensively and say, like, who did well? Josh Allen? Josh Allen didn't do well.
Zach Allen. Josh Allen did
knocked
pretty
out.
well. They went
I thought he broke his
130 to
nose.
9. Yeah, nah, he's blue collar. That just happens to him.
I don't know why he's on my mind right now. Zach Allen
didn't play well.
John Franklin Myers
did not play well
for 2 straight
yeah,
weeks.
Let's keep our eye on that one.
Yeah, I haven't heard his name. Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper.
Didn't play well.
Inside linebackers, non-existent.
No, hard to watch.
Brendan Jones, who I sat here and I said he does a great job of covering. I mean, he got exposed. Moss.
Yeah, that was not Riley Boss out there.
No. It was the whole entire unit. And then you can look on the other side with the offense. Where's Cortland Sutton at?
Yeah.
Where's Evan Ingram?
That's a great one.
Marvin Mims got involved at the beginning of the game, and then he decided, hey, I'm going to go ghost. Like, it's so all your playmakers, and you're right, it's not just the playmakers on defense, but offense, all the big-name players that you need to step up, that you're paying a lot of money for, they didn't step up.
No.
And you're not winning if your star players are not playing well.
No, especially when you're getting the best version of the other team.
Yes.
Like, you can't have them have their best version of themselves, the strength of your football team wilt, and then have all the self-inflicted mistakes as well. It's too much to overcome. It's just too much to overcome.
Who's to blame, Zach? If you have to sit there and point at somebody, they're standing there all lined up, and you have to point at one thing. Who are you pointing it at?
But it doesn't work like that. I mean, but we can talk about leading the conversation. who leads the conversation? But we know it was on Will Lutz, who, by the way, I'm seeing people on the RamosLaw.com text line this afternoon literally want to cut or trade Will Lutz. Stop. Now, that's a down moment, and he had a heavy hand in costing the Broncos that win. But we do know we're talking about the most accurate kicker in the history of the Denver Broncos, right? Like, literally. So let's slow down.
Relax a little bit.
Slow down a little bit. But between Bo's pick, Will Lutz's field goal, the penalties in the 4th quarter, and there's the spiking of the football, it's just silly. You can't do it. If you want to get mad at the rule, be mad at the rule. You can't spike the football in the middle of a series.
Yeah, JK, you know better than that. 6 years in the league. Like, you could do the eat motion, right? Feed you, but don't spike the ball, man.
You can't do that. And if you had told me before the game that a running back spiked the ball and got a delay a game penalty, I'd say, man, RJ should have known better. But rookie, you see Caleb Johnson and the flub that he had in the Steelers game. You're talking about the rookie running back out of Iowa. Holy smokes! So I'd chalk it up, but it's a veteran player doing that. The Adam Troutman face mask, the leverage penalty itself. You can tell me you didn't like the call. I didn't like the call, but you're leaving it in the officials' hands. And by the letter of the law, you broke the rules. So I'm not gonna. It's not just about one person, but if you're putting me on the spot,
he said, but
and
I got one in mind,
and you're asking me to lead the conversation of maybe who would you bring up first?
Yeah,
honestly, with the expectations that I have for this Broncos defense and the underwhelming nature of how they played and the contrast of those two things, I'd say that side of the ball. We're talking about this being the best defense in football, and you gave up nearly 500 yards of offense.
And we know this, like you said before, like, hey, this is on the team.
Of course.
But damn, you blaming the defense? I understand they bent, but they didn't break. They didn't give up big time touchdowns. They gave up field goals. And field goals, if you continue to get field goal after field goal, usually you get beat in this league. Now, I was with the Broncos when we had all field goals. You remember that game against the Patriots?
Oh, yes.
2020, we were still able to win. I don't know how, thanks to Cam Newton not being good, we were able to win that game. But usually, if all you do is kick field goals, you're usually losing that game. And that's why, yes, the defense is a lot to blame because their expectation is to be a top 5, maybe even number 1 defense this year. Stop the run. Stop the pass. You have Pat Surtain, who's player of the year. You have a stout defensive line. The trenches are secured, supposedly.
They got pushed around up front.
Yes. So you have safeties, Hufanga and Brandon Jones. He's seeking missiles that we brag and talk about, but yet you go out there and you lay an egg. But to me, it has to be on Bo Nix making that bad decision. You have points Okay, you're at Indy's 28-yard line. Hopefully Will Lutz can make that field goal. But yet you go down there on 3rd and 3, and you throw an interception when you didn't have to do that.
That was bad. Yeah, that was bad.
And I'm talking about Bo Nix. For Bo Nix, it's like, man, if it's not there, use those legs. If it's not there, dump it down. And if that's not there, just throw it out of bounds.
Yep.
You have points. You have 3 points. That's better than nothing.
So one thing that can't happen there is the pick.
And if you have at least 3 points, you win this game. You win this game. If you were able to get the field goal that Lutz missed or the 3 points that you didn't end up getting because Bo Nix throws that interception. I think I point to that being the deciding factor because that was that right there for Bo Nix. You were the only one to turn the ball over. Daniel Jones did not turn the ball over at all, but you did. And we talk about, hey, playing mistake-free football and that you can't turn the ball over, especially when you're in a tight game. Well, we did. And that ended up being one of the reasons why we lost.
So I'm not going to disagree with you in a lot of the things that you just said, although I would disagree with what leads the conversation of why they lost. But of course, you're right about almost everything that you just said. I mean, I co-sign it. The one thing that can't happen there is a turnover. And if that didn't happen, Will Lutz is kicking a 40-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And the Colts have to go down the length of the field and score, which, to your point, they had struggled to do throughout the day, actually get into the end zone. So, and Bo, he's got to know better than that. He's got to know better than that. And trying to squeeze it in there to Sutton, and you can talk to me about the tip nature of the ball or maybe his hand was hit. One, that's just football, okay? But two, he sailed Sutton. Typically, when the ball gets tipped or your hand gets hit and you don't get to follow through, the ball doesn't sail, it falls short. So it was just it was backbreaking.
It was a bad decision by Bo Nix. It's 3rd and 3. Draw up something to just get the first down, keep your team on the field, and you go from there. It happened at the beginning of the game too, in the second drive where they go 3 and out. And it's 3rd and 3 yet again. And Bo Nix decides to try to force it to Cortland on a fade route. When it's like, dude, just pick up the first down. And if you really look at that play, and I went back and watched the play a couple times, you had Troy Franklin, man-to-man, was able to beat his man, drag across the field for a 15-yard gain down the middle of the field. You're looking at him, but you don't hit him. You go straight to Cortland. I was like, make that make sense. Like just make a play so that you can stay on the football field, and that's going to generate points no matter what. Whether it's 3 points or a touchdown, you're giving yourself another chance to get in some rhythm.
Well, a lot of Bo Nix's picks are intended for Court, and Court had a really quiet day. It was clearly a point of emphasis for the Colts to take him out of the game plan, and I wonder if in his mind, like, he has got this like internal like Sutton, not clock, but like, hey, like, I need to get my guy involved.
Yeah, like he's more reliable than these other guys. Like if I'm going to lose with the guy that I can trust.
And so I wonder if that was part of his psyche in that moment of that sequence. But regardless, it just can't happen. And that's the different, that's one of the huge differences in the football game, where one team had a turnover, the other team didn't. And now combine all the other stuff. Now I have it flipped. I think the defense, because and the tiebreaker for me is why I led with the defense and not Bo Nix's pick or Will Lutz miss field goal or even the leverage penalty at the end, is that those other instances are singular moments, and football is crazy and chaotic. And I'm not trying to let these guys off the hook, please believe. But with the defense, their issue was on a down-to-down, series-by-series nature. And because and I know you're right, there was a lot of it was bending, not breaking, but they still scored nearly 30 points and had almost 500 yards of offense.
Yeah,
so
not good enough.
Not good enough.
Not good enough if you're a defense that wants to be dominant in this league. And now we're sitting here with the 1-9 record against teams with a winning record.
Yep, 1-9. Yep,
since
the start of last year.
And that has to change, and it starts with the whole entire unit, not just units. Everybody, special teams, defense, offensively, coaching staff. Everybody has to look in the mirror and say, who do you guys want to be moving forward? Make the right decisions. Bo is going to continue to struggle at times. He is still young. This is his second year. He's trying to figure things out. But I continue to tell you guys, like, for some reason, Bo is struggling in zone coverage. And I don't know what it is. And maybe part of me is like, hey, you're forcing something that's not there. But the other part is like, you're not obeying your eyes, the rules to certain things that are going on. If that's not there, you go to your second or third read. If that's not there, use those legs. He ran twice.
Yes.
Had an 18-yard scamper and then had like a 2 or 3 yard run.
Yep.
That's not good enough when you're one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league.
And the opportunities,
use the legs.
The opportunities are there. The opportunities are there. He has got to. I was calling for more of Bo on the ground. Not even design runs, just read and react runs. Take advantage of what's in front of you. He's got to continue to do that. Screw whatever narrative that would have you reluctant to do that.
Yeah.
Narratives don't matter. Moving the chains, winning games, that's what matters. And so ultimately, just be a playmaker. And I think he can get better at that. And hopefully Sean's encouraging him to do that. Here is Bo Nix talking about the errors that cost the game at the end.
It's tough because you're right. I felt like it slipped away from us, got away. We made errors at the end that cost us, and started with my turnover, and then felt like that's when we kind of lost a little bit of our momentum. Lost a chance at least 3 points there when you're already in the red zone, if not a touchdown, if I just hit that pass. But other than that, we played well for 3 quarters, but got to finish in the fourth against a good team like that.
You got to finish. And by the way, what did Shane Steichen say last week? We played it on Friday when he was asked about last year. He didn't want to talk about it, but the one thing that he said, we need to finish. And the Broncos for 3 quarters, I thought, even amidst all the errors, and football is going to have it, right? The defense's day, and Pat Surtain and these other frontline Broncos not playing well. Alex Singleton was just hard to watch, but at the end of the day, they were still in a position to win, and which is on one hand kind of encouraging that you can have all these dynamics at play and still be in a position to win. But, man, you cannot overstate the missed opportunity here. As Kansas City's going to 0-2, a chance to go to 2-0. I mean, they were, from a win probability standpoint, Phil, they were approaching 90%.
Well, they were tied, right? They would be tied because you got Chargers and Raiders playing tonight. One of those teams is going to be 2-0.
Yep.
If Denver would have won yesterday, they would have been tied for first.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be at the beginning of a season. Now, yes, it's a long season and things are going to happen. You need green lights. You have to stay healthy. But you want to start out the right way against teams that you're supposed to win. I'm not saying blow them out, but find a way to win. You found a way to beat Tennessee, but then you slip up and you can't beat the Colts. And this is where I feel like we should pat ourselves on the back a little bit, because we try to caution people that, like, hey, the Colts are a little bit better than expected. Now, yeah, we all agree like Denver should win and should have won, but you have to have that respect for another team, especially in the NFL, because any given Sunday, it can go somebody's way, either the Denver Broncos way or the Colts. In this case, it went the Colts way.
Man,
let one slip.
It's just, Sean Payton at the end of last year was talking about hosting playoff games. It's like, we need to have games like this in Denver. Losses like yesterday prevent that from happening. Now, I'm not like trying to speak that into existence or anything like that, because there is 15 games left in the season. But man, that was an impactful one. Especially, games it's hard to win on the road. And you were in a position to do exactly that, and they couldn't get across the finish line. And it's disappointing. It's frustrating. I mean, I spent like for hours after the game just shaking my head, and I sit down at my kitchen table to watch the game replay in a condensed version.
Yeah,
it takes anywhere between 40 and 50 minutes, all just the spliced up plays, and only big plays get replays and stuff like that. And I'm just watching this game, and I'm watching some of this good stuff happen for the Broncos, and I'm like, they go on to lose this game. It's just hard to believe.
60 minutes of football. You got to be all in.
Yep.
All in. And that's Sean, that's all of them. That's VJ. And did you see like where Sean was getting upset with VJ a little bit? They showed it on the screen where they start, bickering back and forth.
Yep, we saw that in the Buffalo game.
And yep. And then you have, Sean and Bo kind of going at it a little bit.
Saw that again.
That's what happens when people get frustrated or you start to lose momentum and momentum starts to swing to the opponent's way. It's like you're trying to figure things out, but everybody handles emotions differently.
Right.
They have to stay together, though, man. It's a long season.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I anticipate that they will. The Broncos scored 7 points or more in 3 of the 4 quarters yesterday, except for one. It's the 4th. So I think it's a little bit therapeutic talking it out.
You feel better? The world's still good. Everybody is okay. It's not ending. The sky is not falling.
Sky's not falling. A lot of football left. But it's also fair to, while acknowledging that, fair to say, especially on a day like today, on a Reaction Monday, say, man, that the Broncos let that one get away. They should have had that one. Should be 2-0. All right. You want to react to that conversation at all? You can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. We found out a detail over the weekend about a controversial figure in Colorado sports. What did we make of that detail? That's next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Change is always happening. Hey, it's part of life, and when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. But no matter how things change in 5 years, there's one thing that'll stay the same: the price of your internet. Xfinity is introducing the 5-year price guarantee. It means you'll get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Stokely here from my friends at 5280 Waste Solutions of Denver. Unhappy with your home or business trash and recycling service? Need a temporary dumpster for a project? Call 5280 Waste Solutions at 303-529-2329. Colorado isn't just where they work, it's home. They guarantee swift, on-time pickup for residential and commercial customers. Make the switch and get reliable local service you can count on. Go to 5280waste.com. 5280 Waste Solutions, your hometown brand.
Injured in an accident this summer? Postman Law can help. Call us at 844-POSTMAN to get the justice and compensation you deserve fast. That's 844-POSTMAN. Your summer shouldn't be spent panicking about medical bills or stressing over legal documents. With over $3 billion recovered for our clients, the Postman team gets you the results you deserve. Ready to get started? Call 844-POSTMAN to schedule a free consultation now.
Winter and the holidays will be here before you know it. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the Colorado snow flies. Enjoy low-interest financing for 15 years, often better than your bank, with no prepayment penalty. Stay warm, boost your home's value, and pay less each month. Prices go up every year, so lock in your free quote today. Host the next game day party at your house. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Come shop Denver's biggest, most exciting diamond event of the year.
Because this week, get our lowest prices of the year on everything diamond at Williams Jewelers.
It's the Diamond Expo, September 23rd through 27th at both Williams Jewelers.
Come shop the largest selection of gorgeous loose diamonds. Every shape, every size, and price range diamonds, including Kwiat and Hearts on Fire. It's the Diamond Expo.
Plus thousands of diamond settings from the world's top designers, including Gabriel & Company, A. Jaffe, and Takori.
Everything diamond. Diamond earrings, rings, bracelets, and necklaces at the best prices of the year. It's the Diamond Expo.
Plus, with every purchase of $5,000 or more, you'll receive a pair of half-carat total weight natural diamond studs, a $950 value as our gift.
The Diamond Expo at Williams Jewelers. Save hundreds, even thousands. It's our biggest diamond event of the year.
And the diamond earrings are on us.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Where Colorado shines.
It's next man up in Boulder as Coach Prime and the new look Buffs return to action at Folsom Field. Tickets are on sale now, so get loud and cheer on CU as the Buffs battle for a Big 12 title. Tickets are still available for the Buffalo's home matchups against BYU, Iowa State, Arizona State, and more. Lock in your seats by visiting cubuffs.com/tickets or by calling 303-492-8282. Join the action of another exciting season at Folsom Field with your Colorado Buffaloes.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right. Take a quick break from the Broncos. We'll get back to them in just a couple minutes. But, man, we found out a little detail over the weekend about a sports figure in Colorado that I called him controversial. I don't know if that's the right label for Shedeur Sanders, but definitely, like, divisive. You know,
oh, yeah, very divisive. I mean, you're gonna split a room.
Correct. Man, we found out a detail about Shedeur Sanders on the weekend of the NFL draft that I'll speak for myself. I just didn't see coming. When Schefter put the news out there on Sunday morning that when the Ravens were on the clock in the 5th round, they wanted to draft Shedeur with the 141st pick. But before the Ravens could turn in the card, think about that. Before they could turn in the draft card, Shedeur let it be known to Baltimore that he didn't want to be on a roster with Lamar Jackson, where he wouldn't have a chance to play anytime soon. Man, oh man, I have thoughts on this. I'm curious of yours.
If this is true, because we still don't know, but obviously,
know. Shedeur did not deny it over the weekend.
So he
just
didn't
said
deny it.
He said, I don't want to talk about the past.
Okay.
Which is kind of what you say.
Exactly. And if this wasn't true, I guess Prime would have came out with something like, hey, that's not true. So I'm just gonna still say, if it's true, this is insane, man. Why you are not? If you're Shedeur Sanders, one, you're already embarrassed. You're supposed to be a first-round draft pick. You have fallen to the 5th round. You have the Baltimore Ravens, a great organization that's willing to take you under their wing and develop you. You get to learn from Lamar Jackson, one of the best quarterbacks in this league, and yet you don't want to do that? You want to go with the Browns? I like that. That's when you talk about the lack of awareness and having so much pride. It's like, man, do what's best for you for the future, not the now. The now is over. You thought you were a starting quarterback. The NFL doesn't think you're a starting quarterback. So what do you do about it? You develop. You learn. You buy your time. Jarrett Stidham is doing a great job of it right now. I do believe that Jarrett Stidham is gonna have an opportunity to be a starter in this league. I said opportunity. He's gonna be able to battle to be a starting quarterback, but it took him some time. He had a great offseason. What does it look like for him next year? Maybe Sean says, hey, look, go out there and try to fight for a starting spot. Give him that opportunity out there. For Shedeur, it's like, what are you doing, man? That sucks to hear that you had an opportunity to be with the Ravens and you declined it. When a lot of people out there wish they could have been drafted. I didn't care if it was the 7th round. I just wanted to hear my name being called. And I didn't get that opportunity. And there's a lot of players out there that didn't get that opportunity. And it just sucks, man, to hear that Shedeur would do something like that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have been critical of Shedeur. For me, has been the ultimate two things can be true at the same time. I think the kid can play quarterback. All right. I don't think he's a 5th-round pick. But at the same time, he has some immaturity, some lack of self-awareness, some unprofessionalism that this sort of embodies for me. That you are in the 5th round and you're literally still dictating where you go. I mean, that is stunning. And someone on the RamosLaw.com text line says, well, he's trying to go to a situation where he can play. Well, I know that was the reason given, but this is the first time ever that a 5th rounder has tried to dictate where he goes. And you have the most stable organization. And this is why I when we talk about we go back and forth about the Bills and and stuff like that, and unable to get it done. And I talk about the Ravens and just they're a better organization than Buffalo. They just are. They are steady as the day is long. They draft. They develop. They have great evaluators. They have continuity up and down their organization, long-standing continuity. And if that organization wanted to put their arm around you, wow, and be Lamar Jackson's backup and learn from an MVP and a coach who literally took his offense. Think about how different Joe Flacco and Lamar Jackson are. They couldn't be more different as players, right? And you had a coach say, you want to know what? I will do whatever I have to do for this quarterback. I will tear down my offensive ideology and build from scratch around you, Lamar. That type of coach was willing to put his arm around you in that organization, and for you to give them the stiff arm for Cleveland, I don't know, man.
This is where you have to have people that are by your side that says, hey, look, that's not the right move. That's not the right situation for you. Be a backup somewhere where you're a backup now. You're a backup.
Yeah, he's doing scout team.
Why not do it with Baltimore? Where you know that at some point Lamar may get hurt because it has happened in the past because Lamar likes to run.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by really good football players, a great offensive-minded and defensive-minded coach and coaching staff, I should say. And you'll get that opportunity to hand the ball off to Derrick Henry that's going to help you out, and you have weapons around as a receiver and tight end. Just buy your time and learn and develop. Man, it makes me mad thinking about it right now, why you would do that and why somebody didn't say something in your ear and say, hey, look, put your pride aside. What's a better fit for you? I was upset that Denver didn't draft me, Zach.
Sure.
At one point, I didn't want to come to Denver because it's like you had a chance to draft me in the 7th round and you didn't do it. It wasn't until my mom and my agent set me down and said, hey, this is what's right for you. You have an opportunity to play with the Denver Broncos, then go with the Baltimore Ravens. Because that's where I was going to go next is Baltimore.
Right.
And say that you're home, and if something happens and you don't make the team, you're at least at home. So there was a lot of things that I said, you know what, I'm going to take my pride aside. I'm mad, but I'm going to use it as fuel, go out there and show that I belong in this league. That's what Shedeur Sanders should have done in this situation and just bit the bullet and went to Baltimore and be in a better situation to learn.
Here is Alex Smith. You talk about a quarterback that's seen it all. We're talking about the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. He washes out. He gets his career revived. He is the starting quarterback for an 11-game winner, like comeback player of the year. So he's seen it all. And Alex Smith was on the set of ESPN when this news broke yesterday.
I think this is insane, right? Like if this is true, I think this is crazy, right? At this point, you're in the 5th round. I understand you had higher hopes, but you've dropped to the 5th round, and you're thinking about being a starting quarterback the next year. I think this is incredibly short-sighted. Like if you're in this situation, you want to go to an organization that is going to develop you, right? Here you have the Baltimore Ravens, the model of stability in the NFL. This regime's been together for how many decades now? And actually has a track record to develop quarterbacks. Joe Flacco, Lamar, right? Instead, you choose the Cleveland Browns because you think you have a chance to start the next year. And mind you, the Cleveland Browns, who are on the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to stability, right? This is the same organization that walked away from Baker Mayfield as the number 1 pick in the draft. What's he gone on to do? Oh, he's only led the NFL in touchdown passes since joining the Bucs, right? How many starting quarterbacks? There's been 700 starting quarterbacks in the last 20 years for the Cleveland Browns. Like, this makes zero sense. You want to go to a good organization where you can develop and reach your potential.
All right. Another chapter in the Shedeur story. You know there's more to come. Do you think he'll get an opportunity this year?
Yeah, he'll get an opportunity. Like the Browns are not a good organization. They're not going to be a good football team. By the way, you see Jerry Jeudy like take his shot at the Ravens before the game where he's like, "Hey, they're not going to be a problem," and then look what happens. Like that's the situation over there. Like there's no structure.
Right.
And so Dylan Gabriel's going to have his shot here soon. And if something happens with Dylan Gabriel or it doesn't work out with him, Shedeur will have his shot because the fans are going to be screaming Shedeur's name for him to get at least an opportunity maybe at the end of the year.
All right. We will wait. We will wait and see how this all ages for young Shedeur. All right. A look back at one of the most stinging end-of-game sequences in recent Broncos memory is coming up next.
The Broncos fell to the Colts and experienced their first loss of the season. Will Denver get things back on track before a divisional matchup with the Chargers? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you've been living on credit cards just to cover groceries, gas, and bills, you know those interest rates are brutal. Why keep paying 20% or more to the banks when you could call my friends at American Financing? They have mortgage rates in the 5s, and they are showing people every day how to keep more of your hard-earned money in your pocket. Right now, American Financing is helping homeowners save an average of $800 a month by using their equity to wipe out high-interest debt with no upfront fees, no obligation, and just a 10-minute call to a salary-based mortgage consultant. And here's the kicker. If you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments, putting even more cash in your hands right away. Don't wait. Call American Financing now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Donnie here with Fitness Gallery. I'm thrilled to invite you to our biggest event of the season, the summer clearance sale happening right now at all 7 of our Colorado locations. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. These deals end soon.
It's back. Football is back, Broncos country, which means summer is almost over. And that means it's time for game days. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you got to get there in style and on time. So let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle the traffic and parking, and you handle the rest, which means have as much fun as possible and make as many memories as you can. So let Hermes Worldwide get you to and from the game safe. All you need to do is call Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business. And get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots. On us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year. You guessed it. On us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 10/21/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of one unlimited intra-line applied via 12 monthly internet bill credits. One discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data and service series. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Q1 to Q2 2025.
Ace Hardware at Mississippi and Havana in Aurora. Store closure sale. All inventory 30 to 40% off, including a full line of Steel, Milwaukee, DeWalt Power Tools, Big Green Egg, Traeger and Weber grills. Great selection of Ego, Toro, Ariens and Craftsman lawnmowers, snowplows, and so much more. Open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life, and fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Football is back, and it's time for you to get in the game. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is here to help, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 bundle. Download the Denver Sports app and tap the contest banner on the homepage for your chance to win a PS5 console, a 70-inch flat-screen TV, plus copies of Madden 26 and College Football 26. Don't wait. Download the Denver Sports app now. 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors.
The punter doesn't go out there. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Hey, have you guys heard the news? You heard the whispers, the scuttlebutt? This Friday, we're back on the road, and we're heading to Golden for Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to be live from Buffalo Rose from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos-Bengals Monday Night Football, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You must be 21 to enter this contest. You do not need to be 21 to be at Buffalo Rose. All right, Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. We would love to see you in Golden. Tell a friend, tell an enemy that we will be there. All right, we had a great time in Golden last year. So fun.
Oh, it was fun.
So fun.
Electrifying.
It was a different spot. I had it confused in my head. It was the Rock Rest Ridge is where we were last year. This year, we are going to be at Buffalo Rose. I can't wait. And if you ever want to meet Phil or by chance give me a pound, take a picture, Friday will be the day to do it.
Tell a friend. So, I don't know about the enemy part. The enemies at home.
Yeah. All right, man. Looking back at that loss. Oh man, Sean Payton talking about it after the game.
Yeah, you get the holding call after that, but look, we got to be smart. You can't spike the ball, and then we got to capitalize on a field goal opportunity. There'll be a bitter taste in our mouth for a little bit, and it's because we put ourselves in a position to control that game late, and then it slipped out of our hands. So it's hard.
Going on the road and winning is tough enough. It's almost impossible when the opponent plays complete mistake-free football. I'm talking about no turnovers. They had 3 lost fumbles last year.
Yeah, 1 sack.
1 sack.
Okay.
Yep. But you remember this team last year, 5 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 3 lost fumbles. Yesterday, 0 turnovers, 0 drops. I don't remember a missed tackle. So they play as clean as you can possibly imagine, and you are still in a position to win the game, but it's almost impossible to overcome those self-inflicted mistakes.
Yeah, and it's overtime, of doing the little things wrong for the Denver Broncos. It's like, man, you have opportunities, you don't take advantage of them. You have mistakes. It's going to bite you in the butt at some point. And for coaches, like, hey, let's keep playing fundamentally sound football, lean on the run, take the points when they're there, play smart. If you're Daniel Jones, you don't have to be Superman. We're gonna tailor things towards your strengths. We're gonna get everybody involved. We're gonna get our young, if you're Colts, the tight end Tyler Warren going, which he's gonna be a beast. I mean, they did the right things. Steichen did a great job of game planning, and they were able to go out there and execute. For Denver, the opportunity was there, though, man. Field goal. All you had to do, chip shot, get it in, you win this game.
If they, well, I guess you just answered my question, but I'm going to ask anyway. If they make the field goal and it's what would that be, a 5-point game? Do the Colts go down and score a touchdown?
No, because now you force the Colts to be in a situation where it's panic mode. We have to throw. So now it's one-dimensional. You know what's coming. You back up. Boom. But when you put it where it's like, hey, we have time to still run the ball, so there's balance there. So now the defense has to bring some blitzes, has to bring some pressure. Now it's one-on-one. And then you're like, man, they can throw a bomb on me. They can run. So we have to kind of have a different kind of game plan than just playing 7-on-7. No, I don't believe the Colts win, because now you can pin your ears back if you're pass rusher like Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito and get some sacks that way.
Well, what kind of week do you think this is inside the facility?
Quiet. Everybody on eggshells. Everybody wants to play the blame game, but you don't really want to, so you're just sitting there like thinking it. Like, damn, Will Lutz, why didn't you not make that field goal? Or damn, defense, why didn't you have this stop? Offensively, come on, Bo, we can't have that. So you kind of just quiet in there, and you're figuring out, like, hey, you got to go back to work. You got today, tomorrow, Wednesday's a work day. You're playing the Chargers. All right, Chargers on a short week. You got to go back to work with the mentality of we must win now.
Well, there's still plenty of meat left on this bone. It wasn't all bad. There was some good stuff. We talked about some of that. I want to shed more light on that tomorrow as we continue to diagnose how it went down the way that it went down. And you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, but you have to learn from it. There's 15 games left in the season. So long for us tonight. Appreciate you guys being here with us. We're going to step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight with it's Danny Williams and Dante Gomez coming up next.
Is a key offseason acquisition for the Broncos already being forgotten about?
I'm not expecting much from Dre Greenlaw all year, and so I'm setting the bar really low. Hopefully he can return at some point. He just can't stay healthy. He hasn't been healthy since he's been here.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. Imagine your home quieter, cooler, and more beautiful with the new Infinity from Marvin windows. Right now, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is offering 25% off. These aren't ordinary windows. They're built to outlast, outperform, and turn heads. Family owned since 1973, trusted across Colorado, and they never cut corners. Call them 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Don't delay. Quality costs less than regret.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
Everyone does, but it's only U.S. mortgages. Lock in a low